What is up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. A thunderstruck right there. Yeah. Whole Fauci thing today was fun. I watched a bit of it.
I'm not surprised.
He pled the fifth, Ken.
111 times.
He pled the fifth because he is science.
Yeah.
Why did he need to do that since he's got a pardon?
Because he pled the fifth. Because he is science.
But why does he have to plead the fifth since he's been
Science.
pardoned?
Don't question it, Brother Bilal.
Bill, you know why he did
I
it?
need to know.
I don't think anybody really has an idea because I think his thing was in his mind that, and he said this too because he said Rand Paul had an obsession with him, that he wants him to do something that in this hearing that would probably not cover that pardon. Pardon would not cover it, so therefore he can get you.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
So, I mean, pled the fifth because of science.
Just trust the science, boys.
Look, I trust science, and I trust scientists. I do. At the same time,
I do science.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you very much, Rick. Who's probably arguably the greatest scientist on the planet. Old Rick Sanchez there. The difference is, though, science, when you look at science, they proof everything out. They sketch everything out. The theories become reality over time. And this was something new. We didn't know what it was. Several other scientists had different ideas on how to treat it, what to do with it. But you couldn't talk about that.
Nope.
No. Here's my thing with Fauci. Fauci became obsessed with celebrity, power, and then he became a scared old man when things started to go south. But he became obsessed with celebrity and power. And, what are you going to do? But science, kids, you got to trust the science. I trust science.
Our thumbnail today is a picture of an autographed picture of him. The background of it is an autographed picture of him being auctioned on eBay.
Yeah. And
What does that have to do with running the CDC, signing autographs?
because that's what he enjoyed. He enjoyed the fact that he was a Fauci sexual. This is a guy who probably his entire life as a child got his butt kicked in school because he was a nerd, right? He was all the nerd things. And then he went, and for me, and I remember, people don't remember this, a lot of people out there, he was the guy that kind of headed up the AIDS epidemic. And he fumbled the hell out of that. But he was the guy that never was cool. And you got to be cool. You got to be Fauci sexual. Ooh, look at you.
Do you think that's why he turned into an animal abuser?
No. Because, look, none of us like what they do to animals. We all recognize that. They shouldn't test a lot of stuff they do on animals, but a lot of times, you know what? Because of lawyers, we're not going to test it on humans. Science.
Just trust the science, boys.
I do science.
It's okay if you're a college basketball coach during a pandemic to take off your mask and scream into a player's face.
Yes.
But once you stop screaming, you got to put the mask back on.
Well, you had to show him you were serious.
Right.
I said when it was going on, we're going to look back and think to ourselves, what a bunch of asshats we are. The arrows up one aisle, down the other. So wait a minute. I can walk to my table, sit down, take off my mask, have a conversation with the people at the table, talk to the person who is serving us. Then when I have to get up and go to the restroom, I must put my mask back on in case, because the pandemic knows that the table, you can't escape the table.
They're waiting. The pandemic was waiting for you to get up without your mask on.
Do you guys remember, the mayor of LA, and he was taking pictures at the Super Bowl or one of these things, and he was doing without his mask, and he was telling everybody, when I take pictures with people, I hold my breath.
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
Remember whenever Nancy Pelosi got caught coming out of a beautician's office?
Yes.
Or home?
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was it.
And they had video footage of her inside the beautician's office getting her hair done with no mask on.
And let's not forget Gavin Newsom, Gruesome Newsom, going to one of the big, the French Laundry, one of the most expensive, places to eat. And while everybody else was where? At home.
Yeah.
And he didn't have a mask on.
And he didn't have a mask on.
And then, remember Governor Christie and his family out on the beach.
Out on the beach. Well, or better yet, California, they're rolling up on people. You're boogie boarding by yourself in the ocean. You should get away from the water. Please come inside just in case. In case
they arrested people for doing that.
Yeah, except for you guys, though, right? You guys got to come in because I got excited. I'm like, oh, cool. I don't have to drive all the way. And he also said, we got 50 cancellations because everybody's having to close all their businesses. And I'm like, I get that. And the next day you come in, and there's nobody in the office. And this was, we had a lot of people. We had like 100 plus employees. There was nobody but us. It was, and driving into, you're like, you get on a freeway, and there's nobody.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the hell is that about?
It was weird, dude.
It was surreal. It was like those movies when you wake up and you're like, where's everybody? And, again, look, did I think anything was going to come out of this? No. If anybody else was in Fauci's position, you'd have done the same thing. Do we have a right to know what went on? Yeah. Are we ever going to know? No. Never.
I mean, I don't even think we're trying to investigate the origins anymore to confirm.
No. I think we know what it was. Nobody's saying. Here's the thing.
Well, it came from a bat.
It came. Or maybe a pangolin. We're not quite.
Yeah, a pangolin or a bat.
So here's the way that I've always thought this thing. And this is the thing, you can never have a nuanced conversation. Do I think it came out of the... No, I don't think they created it. I think it came out of nature, went in there, they screwed around with it, and then Barney Fife couldn't lock it down.
Right.
And it ended up at the place where they sell pangolins.
That's why in August, CNN was, and maybe others were reporting too, that for some reason China was mass producing hospitals.
Yes. So, a guy I worked with, who handled my social media for a while, he was over there. He's in Wuhan. And he says to me, he says, hey, dude, he goes, they're telling us we got to be out of here by Sunday, but there's nobody on the streets. I go, oh, is that weird? He goes, this place is bigger than Chicago.
Yeah.
And he goes, over there in Asia, people wearing masks, not that uncommon.
Right,
because
they do that a lot.
Because of pollution and stuff
Right.
like that. But everybody wearing a mask was a different story. And he says the hospitals, you drive by, it was just a trip. And, it was a hot mess. And then then the sad thing is politics got involved. Once politics got involved, it was over, right? You were wearing 5 masks, you got 9 boosters. You weren't getting it, even though you had it. It was, everybody knew somebody who either, this person never gets a shot and he's never had it and he never will. And this person over here's got 12 and they caught it and vice versa. It became politics and to the point where it was ridiculous and you couldn't have a conversation with a human being.
And by the way, for you folks in the nursing homes, your family cannot come see you, but the people who are in direct contact with you, it's okay if they go home and come back.
Yes. And see their family.
That was ridiculous.
My on-air partner, Gatos, his mom died about 3 weeks into the pandemic. She got it, but she was in the hospital. She was already sick. She'd been sick for a while. They left her because they didn't know what was going on. They moved her to an area that they were starting to make makeshift beds and stuff because they thought they were going to be busy. They left her there for like a day and a half.
Oh, man.
And nobody came to see her.
Wait a minute, was she still alive?
Yeah, she was still alive.
And they left her for a day and a half?
Yeah, like a day. It was
Good Lord.
So eventually she ended up passing away. When he went out there, and he was devastated for the funeral, only 2 people could go to the gravesite. So he made a deal with the guy who was driving the hearse They met up the street at like a 7-Eleven. He got in the hearse, my buddy, and drove the hearse to the gravesite so he could be at his mom's funeral.
That's absolutely terrible.
How insane is that? What were we thinking?
And people wonder why I don't trust the government for anything.
No. I mean, it was embarrassing. We're going to look back on this. And the kids, I go back, the thing that was the most, to me, the most egregious thing was the children.
Yes.
They knew early on it had no effect on the kids. Europe had opened up all of their schools.
Yep.
It had zero effect on the children. And they knew that. Yes, every once in a while a kid would get sick like they do with the flu and stuff. It happens in kids who have compromised immune system. But they knew overall kids barely felt it. And they continued to stomp down on it. And the unions got involved and they made it worse and worse. And it was, I had my son, look, for me it was oddly cool because my son, he spent like 5 months with me. He had nothing else to do because California shut down.
Yeah.
And so they had nothing else going on. So I had my little brothers and my son out with us in Arizona for like 5 months. It was awesome. But it was still bizarre. The whole thing was, to this day, I think, I said, we're going to look back on this, and this is going to be one of those, this was not a good time for us. And it is now continued, I think, the overriding issue is we have no trust in our government. And we've now got everybody's an anti-vaxxer in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Which, before anti-vaxxers were who? Hippie moms, usually liberals, who thought that every time you took a shot, it was going to give your kid autism. Who's that blonde lady, the hottie that's married to Mark
Jenny
Wahlberg?
McCarthy.
Yeah, Jenny McCarthy. And now everybody's a plague enthusiast, which we don't want. I don't know. It was just a horrible time. And today I was not surprised that he did that. And I always said, look, in front of the cameras, you're not going to get anything you want. Everybody's going to get their sound bites.
Just for the record, nobody ever thought I was on the spectrum until I got vaccinated.
I think nobody told you that.
Okay. I guess that's
I think
different.
everybody thought it, but nobody's like, I'm not going to tell him. No, I'm not going to tell him.
By the way, Brother Bilal, you're still sounding awesomely cool today.
So awesome, isn't he?
I feel like crap.
Deliciously. Hey, everybody, it's me, Bell. You guys, you know what you should do? You guys should, Bell, we should do cameos so you can leave voicemails for people.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
Hey, everybody, it's me, Bell. How you doing? You calling
And if
right
somebody who actually wanted one would be like, that doesn't sound anything like him.
now? That's so funny.
You should order a pizza like that.
So,
See, that's the thing, man. It's 2026. I don't talk to anybody when I order food anymore.
Well, that's true.
we're at that point that nobody talks.
Yeah.
That's sad. We don't
That's
talk,
the
people.
one thing about the pandemic that I loved is that these DoorDash delivery people came out with the idea of contactless drop off.
Bell's
So
dream,
that
but
is
he didn't
true.
even have to go to the door and open it and see somebody.
I didn't have to talk to anybody. I didn't have to look at anyone. All I had to do was go open the door, pick my food up.
That's true.
My goodness. What an embarrassing time. Embarrassing.
Sir, you're going the wrong way down aisle G.
We're calling the police.
Arrest people when they're out there. I was playing golf and the lady comes and she shouts at me, right? So it's all contactless, she shouts at me because my ball got stuck in the hole and I moved the pin.
Uh-oh.
It's like 115 degrees outside. She's like, you can't touch that. You can get COVID. I'm like, are you being serious right now?
Man.
Remember when they would go and they would tape off all of the kids' play yards and stuff?
Yeah.
Just in case kids were going to go outside and have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was solid. Let's do that never again. And the issue is, somewhere down the line, something else is going to happen, and it's going to be real and dangerous because the wolf will show up, and we're so distrustful from each other, it's going to be 10 times worse.
Dude, I just remember footage on the news of people at a Costco with baskets full of toilet paper.
I remember that.
And getting in fights.
And my first thought is, I kept going, it's not that kind of thing. Like if the thing was spreading that we talk about, the salad shooter disease, That's a different story. This was not that. I'm like,
It's like they were just. It's like the government was throwing things at us to see how we would react.
poorly is how we reacted. Poorly. That's probably why we haven't got all the UFO stuff. Remember that time we told them about that thing and they all freaked out, bought toilet paper?
Yeah.
We don't have enough toilet paper for aliens.
At least not enough for us.
No doubt. Coming up, White Woman Wednesday. One Hit Wonder Wednesday.
Oh, I'm going to win again, boys.
Oh.
I'm
Mine,
pretty sure.
I think mine's really, really good, but I just don't. I think the hatred of me is too much for me to get over the line.
I don't think I'm going to win either because mine's probably a little too esoteric. So Ken has a pretty decent shot of keeping the belt.
That was
will
a big
see.
word.
We will see who wins what, but it's all coming on. Little White Woman Wednesday. We got it all happening today, kids. Be prepared. Chad Benshill, Super Talk 99.7.
There's always more than one side of the story, and Super Talk 99.7 WTN brings the full picture with opinions you can trust. Information-fueled, opinion-driven. Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
All right, kids. Tell you something. Relief Factor is awesome. I take it every single day. It helps me with my aches and pains in my joints and my muscles. Went out yesterday after work and thought, hey, you know what? It's beautiful outside. I'm going to go do some stuff. And I went out, played some golf, walked a whole bunch, did a bunch of stuff. And lo and behold, I thought, I'm going to be real sore because I didn't really even warm up. Just went out and started swinging. Got home, took my Relief Factor, woke up this morning, felt great. Aches and pains in your body and joints because of inflammation. You don't want that. You want to live your life the best way possible without that. And Relief Factor works from the inside out. You take it every single day. It's naturally formulated. It is amazing. Get yours now, just $17.76. Go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com, or call 800, the number 4-RELIEF, 800-4-RELIEF for Relief Factor.
All right, drivers, we've got a crash in Bellshire. It is blocking the right lane of 24 westbound just past Briley Parkway North. Senator Rand Paul tells what's next after Dr. Anthony Fauci refused to answer questions during this morning's COVID origins hearing. All this and more coming up at 12:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
A lot of you chiming in about that. It was not our best time in America. I'll tell you that right now. Right now, right now. You know what's funny? It's White Woman Wednesday. We know that. And we got quite the white women today.
It's 9 a.m. at the coffee bar. She's live streaming from her car. Fair trade, tote, bread, and UHD, telling workers what they ought to be. Let me center your experience. She said, speaking over everyone. Got a thread for every human sin, but blocks you if you don't chime in. It's White Woman Wednesday.
Now, White Woman Wednesday, we're supposed to be sorting this out so I can play the videos. Right now, that didn't go the way we thought at this moment in time. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I was up freaking early doing these stupid damn videos. Some of these people have such potty mouths. Speaking of COVID, our girl, who's our girl? Anybody? Kylie
Brewer.
Kylie Brewer.
Sweetheart from the left.
She is. She's amazing. She's got something to say about COVID and white people.
The reason that COVID killed so many people in the U.S. is because white people are colonizers. It's literally the colonizer gene coming through. And as a white person, I can say this pretty confidently. It's the don't tread on me, let me do what I want mindset. And even when that killed Meemaw and Peepaw and killed thousands of grandparents across the country, white people were literally bringing the virus home and killing their relatives. A lot of the time, they still didn't care. And to this day, they will say, oh yeah, like it was a government hoax. You know, it was just their time to pass. And still in denial of science. And it's literally the exact same thing that happened, 200, 300, 400 years ago when white people were plundering different countries and bringing diseases, or specifically when white people were, bringing smallpox blankets essentially and handing them out and killing a vast portion of the native population in America. Not wearing a mask and not wanting to protect your community is a very white behavior, and not being sanitary is a very white behavior. Look at Europe. I mean, these didn't have plumbing for a really long time. They would just dump their buckets from the bathroom into the street. So wear a mask, bye!
I wonder what she says about India.
What a moron.
What a maroon. People are in...
Well, she's not 100% wrong. I mean, I haven't taken a shower in like 10 days. And the longer it goes, the more I have the urge to invade another country.
Sometimes I do that. Sometimes when I go and work out really hard and I'm like, whew, I could smell me, I think. You know what I need to do? Colonize something. I can't stop myself. It's all I think about every day. I wake up, I'm like, white people, white people. And look, if you're going to talk about, India, there's a lot of people there, and it's... Remember Family Guy when they were looking for God? They were searching for God, and they went to India. They got off the plane. They looked at it. It was just awful. They go, God is not here. Yeah, that's it. Kids, I've not won for a while. Belle, you haven't won in 3 weeks or a month.
Yeah, it's been, something like that.
Ken's dominated, and when Ken wasn't here, Jay won.
I almost won 3 weeks ago, but Ken pulled it out at the last minute.
Yay!
We will see if I can get above, what did I get, like 10% last week?
I don't know.
Last week sucked. That was my worst. I think you guys are doing it on purpose. I think you guys, you know what you're doing? I know what you're doing. I know. You're going out and you're doing the same thing that couple did to eBay. But you're doing, by the way, Ken, I went into a deep dive last night.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's 1,000 times worse.
Really?
Yes, and I found out what they said.
What the couple said about eBay?
It was nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to go over it later because it was how you even get to that point where 6 people went to jail over a newsletter.
And you're exchanging text messages.
Yes.
Which are easily retrievable.
Absolutely crazy. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But we got that One Hit Wonder Wednesday. I am ready to rock and roll with mine, baby. This is it. This could be my comeback. Or you guys are going to be mean to me again, which is always a possibility as well. Chad Benson, Joe Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Again, drivers got a crash that's blocking the right lane, 24 westbound past Briley Parkway North. Temperatures and humidity are backing off. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. In our nation's capital today, Kentucky Senator Rand Paul tells what's next after Dr. Anthony Fauci refused to answer questions during this morning's COVID origins hearing, invoking the Fifth Amendment 111 times.
That's the vote that will happen in committee next week. It will be in contempt of Congress. We believe that with his liability, his immunity from criminal liability, that he didn't need to hide behind the Fifth Amendment, and that maybe the Fifth Amendment doesn't attach when you have a pardon in place. That'll be a legal question, but the question on contempt will be voted on, and then there's a question of whether or not the Department of Justice will take that up.
Fauci said in his opening statement he believes Chairman Paul is bent on putting him behind bars. Department of Justice sought the help of a notorious mobster to strengthen their criminal case against former FBI Director James Comey for allegedly threatening to kill President Trump by posting a photo of seashells arranged as the numbers 8647 in an Instagram post. ABC's Peter Haralambous.
Defense lawyers say prosecutors interviewed Sammy the Bull Gravano to ask if he believed Comey's experience prosecuting the Gambino crime family would have led him to believe the term 86 was a reference to murder. Gravano cooperated with the Department of Justice in the 90s and admitted to his involvement in 19 murders, but he told prosecutors that Comey's post wasn't a personal threat to Trump. Comey's lawyers revealed the details as part of their push to have the case thrown out ahead of trial. Peter Haralambous, ABC News.
That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
First alert meteorologist says no DPH. Cooler today, near 90 this afternoon, with a mix of clouds and sunshine, and not quite as humid. Tonight will fall down to 60s for the overnight low. Upper 80s to near 90 Thursday into Friday. Both of those days having some good sunshine. As we head toward the weekend, our temperatures stay in the 80s, but scattered off and on.
All right, everybody. Our good friends over at Busy Bee are doing something amazing. First and foremost, any HVAC issues you have, it's Busy Bee. Any issues when it comes to plumbing, come on now, Busy Bee. But they're also doing something amazing right now. And this week, all the way through Sunday, if you have a chance to give when it comes to school supplies, they are accepting them. Busy Bee Plumbing Heating is accepting all school supplies. So many kids, a lot of kids going back to school in the next, week or so. They don't have it. They don't. I mean, times are tough. Parents are struggling. Teachers are struggling. And this is a great way, whether it's paper, pencils, anything you can give, they would love for you to do. And here's the great thing. When you do that, you're going to get a $50 off coupon for any service through them. So you can drop it off at 40 Burton Hills Drive, right there, their shop. Or if you're like, I can't make it this week, Chad, but how about the weekend? This weekend, 1st and 2nd, Saturday and Sunday, both days, 10 a.m. to noon, Mount Juliet Chamber of Commerce. They're going to be there with the Bee Buggy as well, and the community truck that's to collect all the items. But you have a chance, get over there and do that today and get that $50 coupon for you for any service from our friends at Busy Bee. Check them out online at busybeehvac.com or call 615-775-7833. baby, yeah. Is that a one-hit wonder right there that you got playing? Sounds a little one-hit wondery.
No, that's a piece of generic production music.
It's fancy, so we don't get sued.
Exactly.
Woo, baby. But you know what? We fly crazy. It's what we do here, people. We're not afraid of any of those things. We will do what we need to do when it comes to One Hit Wonder Wednesday. You guys know how it works. You guys vote against me, and then these two end up trying to win something. And right now, it is Ken's belt. I mean, it's at the point now where Ken's going to have to start paying taxes on it.
Well, and I'm going to have to start seeing Dr. Mitchell like 3 times a week because that belt is heavy.
That is a heavy belt, ladies and gentlemen. You guys have no idea. That thing is really, it tips him over.
Yeah.
That's how big it is. Let's get to it.
Now it's time for another edition of One Hit Wonder Wednesday.
You may not remember the name of the band, but you definitely know the song. This is One Hit Wonder Wednesday.
Currently, champion. What are you, 2 times in a row? 3. Three
Definitely
time
3.
champion.
Because you ripped me off like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I should have cheated.
You should have, and normally that's what you do. But this time you didn't, and because of that, everybody paid the price. But today, kids, I think I have a shot today. I will tell you that right now, because I, too, will go to a little bit of nostalgia as well. But you are the champion, sir, so because of that, it is your court. How do you like it? How do you like it?
That's not true. You were never 9 years old.
Well, whoa! Yeah, I would assume. And that was back, too, when they would play X-rated movies and people would go see X-rated movies. Like, what was it? I like this. I was lying in the park. Remember, that's
Oh, yeah.
But, like behind the green door, stuff like that they would play, and people would go see it. So being an X-rated movie star, you literally, people knew who they were. Ooh, I wonder what they're talking about. Oh, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Playing the hits, baby, all day. She was an adult film star. Yeah, now we got to do that. Do it at work, though, so that way you don't get in trouble. Just ask eBay what's the best way to do it. It's for research, okay? Research. All right, Belle, what weird new song from Celine Dion do you have for us today?
Mine is, I wish. Mine is from 1981. It is a one-hit wonder from a guy that had a bigger hit than this as a solo artist. But Red Rider, Tom Cochran, had a song called Lunatic Fringe, went to number 11 on the Billboard mainstream rock chart. And when he came out with what was the solo hit? Life is a Highway. Yeah.
Life is a Highway.
Not only did he have a hit with it at rock radio, but there's been about 6 other bands that have had a hit with the same song.
It was Rascal Flatts had the biggest of those, I think.
Yeah, but
right?
they aren't the only ones that have recorded it. I mean, that song just seems to appeal to everybody. But as a band member and from Red Rider, this was the only hit they had. He actually came up with the song. He was inspired by the rise of anti-Semitism in the 70s.
Well, he should come back now.
Yeah. But people thought it had something to do with John Lennon's killing because that's the night he recorded the demo.
Oh.
But the song was actually about what had been going on in the 70s.
You know what I love about our audience? They start sending us funny names, pornos from back in the day. You guys remember Flesh Gordon?
That had a theatrical release.
I did. Do you remember there were 3 X's? It's like, this one's bad, but it's not that bad. It's like a PG-13 X.
Well, it's like you've pushed us over the edge, so we're going to tell people we're naughtier than normal. Yeah, this isn't just rated X. This is rated triple X because it's bad.
Yeah, so bad. You don't even know right there, baby. Oh, I love my favorite thing. Sorry, Chad, I didn't even need to wait to hear your choice as a Lunatic Fringe. No, wrong. Oh, by the way, Andrea True, born in Nashville. Yeah.
Well, there's some pride.
There it is.
Nashville strong.
I know, if you're listening, Nashville strong. Steve, she's still... We absolutely do. Talking to her. What was your favorite scene? Did you ever meet John Holmes? Dirk Diggler. Did they really have high definition stereos? Speaking of roller girl, so I was down by Vanderbilt going to play golf, going to get some food the other day, and golf was yesterday. I went to, and they were doing this roller girl like photo shoot in like 1970s tiny shorts and on rollers, just looked just like that. She had 70s makeup on. Yeah, it was pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie to you there. Oh, man. She would have loved to come on our show. She would have. We'd have had fun. But ask her, what's your politics? We don't care. Tell us more fun, wacky stuff, because I bet you lived a life.
Did you bring any 8x10s?
Could you sign one for us? I am winning today, people, because mine's from the year 1980. When I was a kid, I had 3 albums when I was a child. My first 3 albums. My first one was Puff the Magic Dragon because I was a kid. And I like Puff the Magic Dragon. My second one happened to be from this band. Why? I don't know why. I love this song. They're called Devo.
Yes, sir.
They only had a singular hit that made it on the Billboard Top 40. And this one, they even said to this day, they had no idea why, of all the songs, this was the last one they thought would ever make it. But we know, because of the wacky video, the weird hats, the fact that they, the whip in the video, it was all that we wanted it to be back in the early 80s. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, my one-hit wonder today, little Mark Mothersbaugh.
Yes, sir.
And Devo, who have been
Yes,
good.
sir.
Break your mama's back. Into shape. Shape it up. it straight. Go forward.
Whip it good.
Song peaked at it got to number 14, 25 weeks on the chart. The label thought Girl You Want was going to be their big hit off of it, and it did nothing. Southeastern stations took it and ran with it. And then, of course, it got on MTV, and they've got the flower pot hats.
Yeah.
Which they called them energy domes.
Right.
Yeah. So, the word Devo is de-evolution. And everybody thinks the song's about, sex or anything. It's not. They said, look, it's the early 80s. It was kind of hey, Carter, stop sucking. Get it into go, okay? Right? This is America. Anybody can do anything. You better figure it out. Some of the other stuff, the famous riff, partially modeled by off Roy Orbison's Pretty Woman.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the idea, they said, grew partly as well from Greg Castle's experience at the 1970 Kent shootings. He knew one of the two students who died because he was standing right near them. So it was just a very interesting time. And yes, the whip was real, and the guy doing tricks in the video when he was whipping, all real. He was a stuntman. So, but it was the can-do mental attitude of America that you can do it. So get into shape and whip it good. Devo, baby. My one-hit wonder on this Wednesday.
Great year for music, man.
But
1980 was a great year
just
for music.
The 80s, like, think about this. This song came out not too far in front of Bell and his weird song that he picked today from, I don't know, Creed or whoever. And the so, was it Johnny Cochran? Is that who it was?
Who was it, Brother Bilal?
Red Rider, which it was basically a vehicle for Tom Cochran, who eventually went solo and just used his own name.
Yeah, would not be Johnny Cochran. I think that would be weird. But
wasn't this Devo song popular at the same time Gary Newman's Cars was?
Yes, right there. And they remember, because they had Working in a Coal Mine. Do you remember that?
That's right.
And they also had Satisfaction. Can't get no satisfaction.
Great song.
Mark's Mothersbaugh went on to, the amount of TV shows and movies he has done has been incredible.
Yeah, he's like Danny Elfman,
Yeah.
who was in Oingo Boingo, and you sort of look at that like, okay, he's making silly little pop songs. That's probably all he can do. And then suddenly it's like, oh, he's doing the soundtrack to Batman.
So the what's the guy that does the Royal Tenenbaums? That guy, he only works with Mark. That actor, that crazy.
Oh, Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson. That's all he works with. He's done Life Aquatic, The Royal Tenenbaums, Rushmore, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball, all of the Hotel Transylvanias, all of the Lego movies. Not to mention the fact that he also has a song that starts an MTV show, Ridiculousness, that he makes $1 million a year just from waking up on that first day of the year.
Interesting.
So
I may have set a bad precedent with the cheating, because I think Ken's cheating. Andrea True is at 44. Red Rider's at 33. Devo is at 22.
It's closer, though.
But
Devo's
you're
at 22.
cheating.
I'm not
I
cheating.
think you saw me cheat, and you're like, okay, that's okay to do, so I'm going to do it too.
You know what? Now everybody's like, Chad, I love your song, but that's not Devo's favorite song, so I can't vote for you. I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. You know what? I get where this is going, all right? This is what, you know what? If I was in eBay, you guys would all be in trouble.
Oh, you and I are tied.
Oh, here we go. Here we go, kids.
30, and Ken's got 40.
Vote for me. Vote early and vote often, as they say. Coming up, the
Vote
one and
like
only
Georgia.
Yeah, to Georgia. Use all the names we gave you. All of them. Coming up, Bell does sports. We'll see how bad this goes with that deep voice. Oh, baby, that's all straight ahead. Chad Mencho, Super Talk 99.7.
Mornings from 9 to noon. Streaming on the Super Talk 99.7 WTN app.
All right, kids. Got to tell you something right now. Bulwark Capital. You see what's going on out there? You see the chaos and the craziness, geopolitical lunacy? Are you positioned in a way that if things went sideways that you're going to be okay? That is why you need to talk to my friends at Bulwark Capital. Low risk, lower cost, lower volatility. That's what they do when it comes to your investments and retirement. They're over 70% since January of last year. Doesn't take anything to get a free second opinion. All you have to do is sign up for it today by going to knowyourriskpodcast.com, K-N-O-W, riskpodcast.com. They're going to show you what they're all about, how they have just a different way that they look at things. It's all about getting you the most for your money and protecting you to the downside. That is what they're all about. Sometimes they can be a little too cautious, they say, but you know what? If you can't make it if you don't have it. And they're about risk management. So why not get your free risk review today from my friends at Bulwark Capital Management? Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com to sign up today.
Dr. Anthony Fauci may face a contempt of Congress charge. We'll tell you about it coming up at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Oh, Lordy. With all that going on, we forget the world still turns.
Now it's time for Sports with Bell. When you need to know sports information, you turn to the guy who calls basketball shooty hoops. Let's talk some sports with Bell.
Sports Bell, what you got for us today?
This Anthony Smith guy from the MMA, mixed martial art, he got arrested on 3 felony charges.
goodness.
It's almost like these guys that are like all jacked up on steroids have emotional and mental issues.
I would say yes. I do believe that to be true.
So we need to actually just let him out because he didn't know better. It was just the results of him doing the best training he could, right?
And by the way, this guy who looks every bit the part of insane, and it's not a good look either, his mugshot, you're like, oh, well, that's what Jason looks like without his
From
mask.
Friday the 13th?
Yes, it does when you look at it. They got him for 3 felony charges, including terrorist threats, false imprisonment, and domestic violence. God,
Man.
who would have thought? What do you bet? And I'm going to say this. He may have CTE.
Yeah.
Is that relatively common in MMA fighters too?
It's yeah,
Probably.
Probably. I mean, it's not been around long enough like it has been in football.
Right.
So, but I'm assuming.
Well, if you're getting your head whacked around like that, the difference between a linebacker, getting slamming into somebody versus somebody punching you in the face repeatedly, it doesn't seem there's a lot of change there.
No. Well, the difference is MMA. The punching isn't as big as it is, say, in boxing, because you got
right. Yeah, it's all punching in boxing.
Yeah, or in when you're smashing into each other in football. But I would assume looking at this, I don't think he's probably all there. That's not a good look.
I wonder if he'll end up, he's going to get a lawyer. The first thing that lawyer's going to do is have him checked for CTE.
Well, you can't. You can't check until somebody's dead.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, you can't. They don't have a test for it.
Wow.
So that's why those guys.
Well, he's going to claim that it's the brain damage.
Not? I mean, how do you not? How do you not get beat about the head and not think, ooh, I don't think, I think he's okay. I don't think so. I'm just saying. Doesn't excuse what he did, but there may be a reason why he's not all there, if you know what I mean. Coming up, hour number 2 of the program. Talk a little bit more about COVID, Iran. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. Apparently, they're like, we don't care. We're going to attack you. What comes next? We will discuss that, among other things. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7.
One o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Right now, we're waiting on the Fed to announce its pivotal interest rate decision. That's coming up any moment now. Meanwhile, Dr. Anthony Fauci invoking his Fifth Amendment right against what he thinks will be self-incrimination at that Senate COVID hearing today, saying GOP Chairman Rand Paul is trying to manufacture a perjury case against him. Senator Rand Paul, who chairs that Senate committee, telling reporters outside the hearing his take from it.
If you've been granted complete immunity, we didn't grant him immunity, but President Biden granted him complete immunity. With the grant of immunity, do you still need Fifth Amendment protections, or do they apply? So, and telling that all he had to do today was tell the truth. If he testified and told the truth, even if he admitted to destroying thousands of records, which we think happened, there's no penalty that attaches. It would just be the truth.
Senator Paul says he will pursue a vote on contempt of Congress against Fauci. And the Sumner County School Board here in Middle Tennessee has voted to pursue the dismissal of White House high school teacher Stephanie Braswell. District officials allege Braswell violated multiple policies, including classroom discussions about immigration enforcement, poor classroom management, and recording students without consent. The district has not made public what Braswell allegedly said exactly, but Braswell says the allegations are being taken out of context and disputes the claims. A judge must still review the case before any termination becomes official. And today, the Federal Reserve, like I said, expected to issue its decision on the interest rates, and it has decided to leave interest rates unchanged. We get more from ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
There's a lot more uncertainty going into this Fed meeting than we typically have. Usually the Fed's moves are pretty well telegraphed. The market knows what to expect. This time around, there's less certainty about it, and that's in part because we've had less communication from the new Fed chair, Kevin Warsh. He has made a point to say they don't want to telegraph telegraph exactly what the Fed is doing ahead of their decisions like the one this afternoon, and also because of the fact that you have these inflationary concerns.
And again, the Fed leaving interest rates unchanged. Entertainment news, Irish singer-songwriter Glenn Hansard has died. ABC's Sherry Preston.
Glenn Hansard got his start as a busker on the streets of Dublin and went on to win an Academy Award for this song in 2007, Falling Slowly, from the film Once. He was riding on his motorcycle on the outskirts of Dublin when he crashed and died. In addition to Once, Hansard was the front man for the rock band The Frames, and 3 years ago led a rousing rendition of the Pogues' Fairy Tale of New York at Pogues founder Shane MacGowan's funeral. Hansard was 56. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Yeah. If you guys are aware of this, the Fauci, remember Fauci sexuals? You're just the best person ever. Oh,
I do science.
Yes, he does science. It's so sad.
Dr. Anthony Fauci, American hero.
The man who's become known as America's doctor.
Who better to give us answers that we can trust than Dr. Anthony Fauci?
The great news is you're sticking around in the Biden administration. We are so grateful to you, Dr. Fauci.
You guys remember that guy? He does science.
I do science.
He does. And today he did nothing but plead the fifth. What was it, 111 times?
111 times.
Nice. And now they're going to go after him for what, contempt?
Yeah, Paul says that there will be a vote on a contempt of Congress charge.
I don't know what that looks.
Isn't it standard that if you're given immunity that you lose the right to plead the fifth because there is no crime you can be charged with?
Well, the problem is, when it comes to his pardon, what is his pardon for?
Well, it's any crimes he's committed in the last 10 years.
Well, you got to be specific, right?
No, you don't. You absolutely do not. If you just say, I'm giving you a blanket pardon for the last 10 years, he could have murdered somebody and they can't do anything about it.
I didn't. Now,
you can pardon for specific crimes.
Well, yeah, that's what
but you can also just give a blank pardon that says, for the last 10 years, anything you did illegal, you are forgiven for.
Here's my, you know what? The civil, God probably says civil stuff, though. You're not that, you're not.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, so, But the thing is, that's from the last 10 years. He said today, I know that Rand Paul, Senator Paul wants to catch me doing something where they could go after him here, where he says something wrong and say, oh, you lied to Congress.
Well, I may have misspoke. It may be from a certain date in the past up until, because at the time when Biden gave him the pardon, it covered 10 years. So now it probably covers 12.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're going to find out. I mean, it's even if he murdered
that wouldn't be true, because he can't get a pardon for something that's after
it.
Yeah.
So that's why today.
That's what you're right.
When
he
said 111 times, I plead the fifth because I'm science. That
I do science.
He does science. By the way, speaking of that, little off topic here, you know what I watched last night? They got a spinoff. You know that?
No.
The president has his own show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Where he's President Curtis. It's hilarious.
I don't even get to watch Rick and Morty because I don't have Hulu.
God, wow, who are you?
I don't know. It makes me unhappy.
I got to be honest with you, Ken. I don't know if he could be on our tuna boat.
Well, we got to get it first.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't have to worry about that ever showing
Everybody, we're getting the tuna boat. It's happening. I'm going to be, we just need one big enough for a tuna.
Well, we've got our best people on it.
Our best men. They're on this.
Yeah,
thing.
people so good they forget to wear their tie.
We're going to get you a new one. So, yeah, Larry, we all get it. Okay, yeah, you're given a pardon for, it's not a pardon in perpetuity. It is to a specific time. So, if they ask him a question, so let's say it went to 2023, the pardon, you got 10 years, whatever it is. If that happens, and after 2023, he did something, he lied, this, that, they could come after him for that. But he said specifically today that he thought that they were looking for the gotcha moment where you lied. You lied. It is still, to this day, just the most, I'm ashamed of the way that we acted as a nation. Our leaders were useless. They fought with each other. And even worse was our local leaders in many places were awful because they grabbed as much power as they could. And, they were tyrants. They were absolute tyrants. And the unions, schools, my God, schools. My son was fortunate because the school he went to was a STEM school, and they weren't playing. I mean, the minute it was announced, they had within 3 days built portals and apps, and they weren't going to miss anything. But my little brothers, who are a little bit on the spectrum, a lot of it on the spectrum, that upended a couple years of their life where it was a mess.
Yeah, dude, I don't think kids have, I don't think they've recovered.
No.
And a lot of them are adults now.
Yes.
Including my son who turned 18.
So was he in the end of middle school?
He was in the 6th grade. And he was having a great year. I mean, a great year. And I don't know, man, that hit, and my son has not been the same since. It just led to a lot of anxiety.
Yes.
He was home all the time, and this was all he was seeing. Images. One thing that I didn't think about at the time were the images during the news that my wife and I were watching were just body bags.
Yes.
And just scary news. For like 15 minutes of every newscast, just red, shades of red, death, and that sort of thing. And it just did not dawn on me what that could do to an elementary aged kid.
I mean,
and I don't think my son has not been the same ever since. I mean, he's okay, but he went through some heavy
how old
anxiety.
was your daughter at the time?
Amara was going. She was in her sophomore year in college, and it completely upended her, her studies in college.
Yeah, I mean, but you're right about the kids and little kids, right? The facial cues. Even when they went back to school for like a year, teachers wore masks and you couldn't see what their facial cues were. There were little things that, we put these kids so far behind the 8 ball. And ever since, and you can ask most teachers out there, the kids got back in school, they have not been the same.
Well, and whenever Rowan did go back to school, he wasn't allowed to sit with his friends at lunch or before school. They would make them sit in assigned seating waiting for the opening bell to ring. You couldn't just go talk to your friends. It was terrible.
It was terrible. And who was that for? Because they knew the science at that point. It didn't do anything to kids. It just didn't. Didn't affect kids the way it did affect adults. And we made them, like you said, I think people forget you're 7, 8, 10, 12, whatever it is. You're seeing the world come to an end as far as you know it because nobody's doing anything. You can't go to the store. You have to wear a mask all the time. And everybody's talking about how many people died that day.
Yep.
It brought mortality to kids who shouldn't be thinking about mortality. They should be thinking about going outside and playing and having fun. And you're right. I don't think a lot of kids recovered. And those kids, they lost, he lost his 6th grade year, probably lost a portion. How long were the kids out of school here? Or wherever you were? Were you in Idaho?
Gosh, no. We were here in Tennessee. They were out for basically the rest of his 6th grade year. When the pandemic was announced and everybody was told to go home, that was in March, if I'm not mistaken. And the rest of the year, he learned from home. And then Rutherford County did open back up in the 7th grade, I believe. But he had to get to school early because his mother worked at the time. And so we had to drop him off early. And kids who showed up at school early were, usually you were able to hang around outside, and talk with your friends. No, they were taken to an assigned seat.
That is so good, God.
And they were not allowed to go gather with their friends. And it was the same way during lunch.
Man, that is, yeah.
And I'm not blaming everybody in the school district for it.
No.
But this was coming down from our political leaders.
And you know what? In many places, red, blue didn't matter. Obviously, red kind of came back quicker. There was no doubt about that. But at first, look, I understood at first. People didn't know what was going on. The caution, okay, you know what? Let's do it. But then common sense never showed up. And then politics got involved. And then teachers unions got involved, and you had the local leaders involved, and one city's open. Then, I lived out in Arizona, but I lived in the Valley of the Dirt People. Sheriff Mark Lamb, who's on live PD. I don't know if you guys have seen him. He's like 8 foot tall, wears a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
He was my sheriff. You know what he said? I ain't closing nothing down. I ain't doing anything, make anybody wear anything. It's like, so you're like, okay, well, we're fine. But I'm also in the middle of nowhere in the desert. So when the kids came out with me, because there was nothing, my mom's like, we can't have them here because they're driving us crazy.
Yeah.
And so they came out with me because they could run around and nobody gave them any crap. But when we were in California, even when I took Jack home and we'd stay in a hotel for a night, we couldn't go in the pool. They had the pool and jacuzzi.
Right.
With yellow tape like there was a murder, as if I'm in the pool or a jacuzzi when it's 100 degrees outside in a 106-degree jacuzzi, that something is going to get in me and destroy me.
Yeah, I remember we went to North Carolina and we met our in-laws at a resort in North Carolina, and luckily they did open the pool. But then again, this is just the ridiculous thing. you had to wear your mask inside the gate of the pool until you got into the water. Then you could take your mask off.
It was performative at that point.
What did that even do?
No, it was performative. It was all performative. Everything at that point in time was performative. It was follow the rules. And some of that, look, you could ask most of the people working in those places. They didn't want to make you do that, but they're doing it partially because you knew the lawsuits were coming.
Oh, yes.
That was the other side of it. You want to know why people get crazy and stuff like this and they're overly cautious? Because we've got lawyers, and litigation happens to be one of our Olympic sports.
Well, and you had government coming after people.
Yes. Oh, God, they were coming after people hard. I mean, I look back and I remember I went to the park, so I would go do my morning show, and then I'd have like 5 hours in between, and I'm almost 100 miles away from where I'm 65 miles. I'm not driving back.
Right.
So I would go, and I would go to the park every day, and I'd kick a soccer ball around. I had police stop by on numerous occasions at a park by myself and ask me why I wasn't wearing a mask in 100-degree heat while I'm playing soccer.
Crazy, man.
What do you think's going to happen?
That was Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona.
That's a red state.
Yeah, it was. And it was, and of course, our governor, by the way, also full of crap, talking, you guys can't do anything. You got to stay in. And then next thing you know, he's being photographed by people who are at a barbecue with him, and nobody there's wearing a mask.
Yeah.
And then the up and down the aisles with this, it was just so. And then, of course, the toilet paper. To this day, I have no idea what the toilet paper
Well, our mayor at the time basically said, I'm out. I'll let the health department deal with it.
Yeah. He just rolled out a doctor every day and the health department every day and just went right along with it.
Yeah.
Well, they could have said it's time to start eating charcoal directly from the fire pit. And he would have been like, all right, guys, start lighting some fires.
Okay, better do that.
Yeah. I mean, because it was all performative. And I'm not an anti-vaxxer guy. I'm not one of those people. Oh, my God, vaccines and science don't work. No, it absolutely does. I'm not an idiot. They always phrased it wrong because I said the day they did it, I said, this thing's not a vaccine. Polio's a vaccine, right? You get a polio shot. That's a vaccine shot. This right here, this is a shot, like the flu shot.
Well, and what they also said is that as long as you got the shot, at first,
yes,
they said you wouldn't get it.
And
that's a lie. A vaccine does not keep you from getting something.
People get a flu shot, they still get the flu. They don't get it as bad.
Right.
But they can still get the flu. Okay? But, herd immunity was always going to be, and I just remember watching the Swedes, and everybody went after the Swedes. But the guy that was running everything said, look, we're all going to end up in the same place. Herd immunity is going to work through these things. They said their biggest mistake in Sweden was we should have been more vigilant in protecting the elderly because it was very dangerous to them and people who were compromised.
Yeah.
That should have been it. Those are the two things that we should have focused on. The rest of us should have gone on with our lives.
I feel so sorry for people who lost loved ones, especially their elderly loved ones, and were not able to see them.
Yes.
Because
of some arbitrary 6 foot. Grandma Gums is 83. She's getting ready to die, and I can't see her. Why? Am I going to kill her quicker?
Right.
Well, look at New York. It's like, what's his face? How many people died because he put all those people into nursing homes, and then what takes him down is he sexually harassed somebody.
I know.
Oh, okay. I guess
it's really hard for you when you think about it. Cuomo there. It's hard when you think about the fact that you had to send all those people back to the old folks home in between playing grab ass with a bunch of women.
Yeah.
But you know what? It was, what's her name? Dana Perino, whose father-in-law died and went hard. But you're right about that with Cuomo. I think people forget Cuomo put all those, he turned that place into a petri dish of death.
Fauci said too. I got to do it because Fauci said so.
Yeah, Fauci.
We know Fauci, he does science.
He does science. I am science.
I do science.
Yes, you do. Speaking of that, all right, we've got the video set up. We're going to try it and see how it works. This thing could go horribly wrong, so if you're on the YouTube, get ready for some fun and frivolity. I also have to double check to make sure I got all the beeps out in the right one because I sent a couple of them to Bell double, and some of them didn't have the beeps. But that's coming up. Little White Woman Wednesday. Chad Benson, Ship It Talk 99.7. All right, guys. Incogni is awesome. If you're sick and tired of wondering why you get them spam calls and those text messages, listen to my phone. You don't hear anything. Why is that? Because I use Incogni. They've gotten me off hundreds of data brokers lists, and it works, guys. For less than like $7 a month, you can get your data back. That stuff's out there. You know who can buy it? Anybody. I can go buy your data. I can go buy anybody's data. It's crazy, right? But they have to take your name off their list. You just have to know how to do it. And you and I, we don't have time for that. You know who does? Incogni. And that's what they do better than anybody else. It's amazing what they do. They have saved me in so many ways because I used to get tons of text messages and phishing emails. I get none of that stuff anymore. So whether it's the marketing side of stuff where you get just all kinds of crazy text messages or the scammers out there, your data is important. You want to protect it. Incogni will do it for you. Save 60% right now. I want you to go to INCOGNI. That's incogni.com/Benson. Use my code Benson. Save 60% right there. That's incogni.com/Benson.
Well, the Federal Reserve has made its decision on interest rates, and Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee Chairman Rand Paul says he's going to seek contempt of Congress charges against Dr. Fauci. These stories are more at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
You guys are correct. It was Janice Dean whose father-in-law died. Daniel Perino, Janice Dean. I think they kind of all look the same to me. Sorry, my bad, but just being honest. I knew it was somebody over there, though. And she was so vocal about the fact that her father-in-law died in a place that they put COVID sick patients back into, and they were already compromised because they were elderly. So that is not a. Remember how big Cuomo was? Like Cuomo-sexual. That was another big thing. They were like, he's going to be the president. He's going to be all the things.
Oh yeah, man. They were going to put him up as the Democratic nominee.
And then they're like, oh, yeah, except for the part where he killed a whole bunch of people based on his, who knows why he did what he did.
That whole family can't remember the lies that it tells and the things that they do.
No.
Like, what was his brother that was on CNN till he got sick?
Chris Cuomo.
I saw him on a podcast saying, I never once said that ivermectin was a horse dewormer or that it wouldn't work or something like that.
And I never once said I'd help my brother out or give him any information.
Right.
And then he did, gave him a whole bunch.
Yeah, told him what the questions were going to be and how he needed to answer them.
Yeah.
Well, he's my brother. I'm supposed to help him cheat.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's not a win. All right, guys, we're going to try this. Are you ready, Belle? Should we try it? See? All right, this is a lady she's a white woman. I don't know if you guys aware of that. White women, they're insane. Some of you said earlier you think COVID made them insane. I think college in many ways made them insane. She has something for you. Now, you guys, there's going to be a quiz after this because she's all over the place. Good luck to us. I hope this is the non-cussy one.
I don't give a if my gender's confusing to you. I'm not a girl, I'm not a boy, I'm non-binary. I like to be a girlfriend, I want to be a wife, I want to be a mom if I choose to have kids. If that happens and my kids have kids, I want to be a grandmother. I do not want to be a boyfriend. I do not want to be a man. I like to be called pretty, I like to be called gorgeous, I like to be called like girly pop, my little girl, but I'm not a girl, okay? And that's okay. I don't care that you don't get it. I get it. If you don't get it, that's fine. I don't give a
wait, what? So I want to go over this again. You're not a girl, but you want to be all, and she is a girl, by the way. She's all girl. I went through her thing. She's all girl. There's nothing about her. And some of the pics, there's nothing. She is all girl, but she's not a girl. And don't you ever refer to her as that. She's also not a boy, and she never wants to be a boy, but she also wants to be a girlfriend and a wife and then a grandmother and a mom. But that's if she chooses to have it because she's not a girl, but she wants to be treated like a girl. And if you don't get it, that's fine.
Sounds like she might be having an episode.
But you know what? As we all know, boys, some of you see the pictures, you're like, maybe she's having an episode. I can put up for that for a while. We are the worst people.
I could stand about 10 seconds of her of her mouth and the shrill voice.
Yes.
And then I would be like, you know what? I'm leaving. I don't know where I'm going, but away from you is the goal.
Yeah. This says Belle here. Belle's a zaddy. Did you know that? Belle's a little bit of a zaddy, Ken.
What's that?
The younger lady's kind of like Belle.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
You don't say plural.
Yeah, the younger
There's just
lady.
one.
Yeah, but she's got the hots for Belle. Put a little extra whip on the cream, if you know what I mean. And when she gives it to him at the old coffee shop.
She gave me a freebie.
She did. There you go.
All right, Brother Bilal. Yes, sir.
Right there at the old coffee place. She's like, would you like a little whipped cream?
Well, I mean, listen to the way he's talking right now, man. I mean, he sounds like Barry White.
He does, man. Whew. That's right there. It's a mic drop, if you will. Panty drop. Hey,
Brother Bilal.
I had nothing to do with what you just said.
It's okay. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Bill.
I will take a little more whipped cream on that.
Coming up, guys, I did a deep dive into the eBay scandal. It was way weirder than I thought it could ever be because I know what they actually said. Plus, flock cameras. They're everywhere, as we all discuss it. They're trying their hardest to paint the picture of how good this is going to be for us.
Well, we just got to make sure that they're not misused, Brother Chad.
And you know what? You're absolutely right. And it's funny because I come from the Valley of the Dirt People for the last several years and moved out here to the Valley of the beautiful green rolling hills and gorgeousness. But the Valley of the Dirt People, one of the guys there, he set up something for the community to make sure that they could monitor the politicians, and they're not thrilled by that. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes, and the Federal Reserve holding interest rates steady today, but a rare split among policymakers signals growing concern inflation could keep borrowing costs higher for longer. For consumers, today's decision means credit card rates, auto loans, business borrowing costs, and most variable rate debt are unlikely to see an immediate change. The next meeting is in September. Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee Chairman Rand Paul says he will seek a contempt of Congress charge against Dr. Fauci for not answering questions during today's COVID-19 hearing.
You know, I've recommended before for his criminal prosecution, and neither the Biden DOJ nor the Trump DOJ have taken it up. All I can do is recommend prosecution. I can't initiate a prosecution.
So Fauci today invoked his Fifth Amendment right 111 times. And while President Biden preemptively pardoned Fauci on his last day in office, that clemency would not protect Fauci if he was accused of lying to Congress. He has denied wrongdoing. He claims he is being vindictively targeted for his role in the pandemic response. And President Trump now pledging intense retaliation after Iran has fired on U.S. assets in the region. Saudi Arabia and the U.S. retaliated by launching strikes on Iranian assets in Iraq. ABC's Karen Travers.
This was a surprise attack overnight by Iran aimed at U.S. military forces in the region. The president now is vowing to retaliate. He told Fox News today, "We'll be hitting them hard." He said they're going to get a beating. He also used expletives to describe what he might do next.
Meanwhile, according to Defense Department documents reviewed by ABC News, traumatic brain injuries are the most common injuries that U.S. service members have received while engaged in the Iran war. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Upper 80s to near 90 Thursday and Friday. Both of those days having some good sunshine. As we head toward the weekend, our temperatures stay in the 80s, but scattered off and on rain showers and thunderstorms will start Saturday, continue through Saturday night and into Sunday. There will be some dry gaps in there, but definitely looking like a soggier weekend across the mid-state.
Beacon Capital Management. You know, one thing I hear all the time from people I talk to, especially investors, and, we talk about it here on the show. Taxes. At some point in time, guys, you got to think taxes are probably going to go up. And are you prepared for when some of these things expire from the one big, beautiful bill? Very big. Well, Beacon's got you covered with that. All right. I want you to talk to the team at Beacon so they can help retirees, pre-retirees, develop forward-thinking tax strategies, which we're going to need out there because, sometime in the future, you're going to look around and go, they're going to start raising taxes. And if you're on a fixed income, you want to make sure you've got it covered, and they've got you covered with that. Call Beacon today. They're local. They're amazing. 615-488-9303. They're going to give you elevated strategies aimed to reduce the impact of taxes on your retirement income. Top of that, they're going to get you out a free retirement-ready toolkit. It's not going to cost you anything. It's got a Money Enough for Life book, retirement planning checklist, and a guide for maximizing your retirement income. So call Beacon today. Talk to them about taxes and all things when it comes to your retirement. 615-488-9303. Or go to askbeaconnow.com for Beacon Capital Management. This is the paid placement. Doing a little dance with a Diet Coke there. I played golf yesterday.
How'd you do?
I actually did really good.
That's way to go, brother Chad.
I haven't played in a while, but I did really good.
Were you 9 under?
No. I learned from Kim Jong-un. I was 47 under through 9. It was pretty awesome. I made so many holes in one. They're like, you need to leave now, sir.
Yeah,
You've ruined the game for everybody else.
They ran you off.
They did. But it was hot out there. Just want to let you guys know.
Dude, it was.
It was grosser than I anticipated.
Yeah.
So I want to put that out there. Went over to McCabe here, and it was nice. It was. You would get a nice little breeze, right? And I joined up with this guy named Derek. He was out there. It's just you get a nice little breeze, and then it would just. And then that place is surrounded by shrubbery, and I don't know if you're aware of this. That makes it even worse. It was like, but on the way home, I went to Wendy's. I was going to say this, Wendy's. I'm going to call you out. You know, the one over here in Vanderbilt, of McKenzie or whatever. I may still be in line. I don't know. I waited 10 minutes. Nobody came. The guy kept saying, I'll be right there. You never came.
Wow.
Oh, I was infuriated. Because I wanted a Frosty.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, it's not. Wendy's, I'm going to call you out right now for that, okay? And I love a Wendy's, right? You got the square burger. It's delicious. Phenomenal. I was so excited because I had planned it out. I do that. And I was so excited. And then you didn't show up. And I'm sitting, and then you got everybody behind me starting to honk as if it's my fault that you can't come and take my order. And there was nobody in front of me. That's the thing, that for like 5 minutes, nobody in front of me. And I kept saying, hello? Like maybe something's wrong with me. Maybe I need to pull up. Hello? No. Just so infuriating. I tell you that.
Yeah, that's not good.
No. And it was hot too, so it made it doubly infuriating. It was pretty gross out there. What are we looking at next couple of days? We all right?
We're looking pretty good, boys. I mean, the swamp ass meter, it's taking a break.
Yeah.
There is no need for the swamp ass meter the rest of this week. It looks like we're looking at a high today of 93, but humidity nowhere near where it was. High tomorrow, only 89.
Oh, that's going to be nice.
Friday,
Man,
92.
Kid at school got swamp ass. Cats followed him around for a year.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
So 90 Friday, Saturday?
Yeah, Friday high of 92, 89 on Saturday. However, Saturday now looks to be, we might be dodging some rain. About a 60 to 80% chance of some thunderstorms. Same for Sunday. So it'll be raining somewhere.
Somewhere. Okay. I'm good with that.
And then on Monday, it goes down to a 50 to 60% chance, and then 40 to 60% chance on Tuesday. But we don't get above 90 again. Like the only other time we get above 90 will be Friday, and then we've got 4 straight days where the high temperature could be below 90 degrees. And pretty cool at night, too. We're talking about mid-60s at night. What do you think about that, boys?
I'm loving that. Because you get that nice crispness you can feel in there.
Yeah.
Sleep with the window open.
Not you, Bell, not with your voice, man. You got to protect that thing.
Whatever.
Just, whatever, Chad. I don't even know what you're saying. Just say EA Sports. It's in the game.
Just give me some more whipped cream.
That's what he said.
We have the meats.
Oh! Check out White Rains in there. Call you Caucasian Rains. What? We're going to be out next Thursday, Hop Springs. So that's next week, right? For the governor's race.
We're going to have a good old time on August the 6th.
We're going to do, I'm working, I just want to let you guys know, I am working on I've pulled so much audio from here's the deal, Marcia. You're either going to come on the show or I'm going to interview you anyways.
Oh, my goodness.
So be prepared for that one. So that is coming. But real quick, 1579 texted in and said, Chad, I want to apologize for telling you the F-off thing yesterday. It was uncalled for. I want Trump to succeed and win. When you bash what he is causing, it's understandable, but it ticks me off. You're right in what you say. Thank you. I'm like, hey, man, it's no big deal. Right? I get the frustration. I want us to win too, but I also don't want us to be in there. And I don't think we should be. And Trump right now is... I don't know what I don't think he has an idea of what's going on at this moment in time. I think the problem is everybody keeps going, where's our allies? Our allies don't want any part of it. They're dealing with their own crap. And we're in a position right now where Trump doesn't want to commit 100,000 men to Iran. He doesn't want that.
What's going to happen? I mean, kind of the scary thing here is what's going to happen if one of these Iranian drones gets through and like kills everybody in a hotel in Saudi Arabia or Jordan?
Then you're going to see
this whole thing's going to fall apart.
And it's getting to that point where they killed 20 Iraqi soldiers yesterday.
Yeah.
With their drone. But at some point, you're right. It is going to hit something that is not a
military target.
A military target. It's going to do, like Dubai. It's going to hit something where you're like, oh my God, it's killed 60 people and it's wounded. And then all hell's going to break loose. And what do we do at that point in time? Right? I mean, what do we do at that point in time? Because we're in this thing, and who are you even negotiating with at this point? Because if the IRGC, so for those of you guys who don't know, the IRGC is, they're doing their thing. They're a mob. That's what they are. Don't think of them. Same thing I used to say about ISIS and Al-Qaeda, right? They're mobsters. These are all they're underbosses. They got, capos. They got all the stuff. They're mobsters. These guys have the money and they have the guns. And they know that the only thing left for them is to either win this or they're going to die.
So, yeah, there is no in between.
No, it's not like they can retire. So what are we going to do? And like you said, man, everybody's talking about the military aspect. We've kind of closed the ranks and we've moved stuff over. It's not whether or not we have offensive weapons. We have plenty of them. The defensive weapons, we are far behind on. And that's not a good place for us to be. And what happens when civilians get dragged in this somewhere else? It's gonna that's gonna get ugly. And last night they pushed the envelope. It was them who did it because they recognize they're looking at this situation as they've got it's like a shot clock. They're looking at November 3rd. They're looking at November. Get to November. Make it so everybody in America's life is miserable financially, that there potentially is a slowdown. And once we do that, they're going to vote out the people who are supporting any of this stuff or make people make a choice about that. And Trump's going to pay the price. And that's what they're looking at. But if they kill innocent, because you know what? What happens if Saudi Arabia says, screw it, we're going to go all in? Because they bombed today.
Yes, they did.
What happens if they get something through into Israel? In a major way, not in a way that one or two people, but is something much bigger. And Israel's like, no, we can't do that. We're going to go kill, 50,000. What happens at that point in time? So, God, I don't know. It's an ugly situation. And I want us, I don't want us to be in it because I don't think there was a need for us to. And we're still, all we have done now is ensured that they're going to effort to get a nuclear weapon. Because as we were joking earlier about my golf coach, Kim Jong-un, know this. They look over at him and go, that little fat guy with a bad haircut, nobody messes with him because he's got a nuclear weapon. And everybody here wants to mess with us. Then you come to find out today, oh, well, lo and behold, China giving them tons of missiles. Russia still giving them stuff. What are we going to do with that if we're that serious about this?
Yeah, China and Russia, they want this to continue.
Absolutely. The same way we wanted the same way we helped the Mujahideen in Afghanistan, the same way that they helped the Viet Cong. If they can make our life miserable, just like we're helping Ukraine, of course we're going to make their life miserable, and vice versa. So, I hope cooler heads prevail, and that they can come up with something. But I don't know how you come up with something where you've now radicalized. You've killed the leader's father. You've wounded him. And he was much, much more on the radical side than Pops was, who was a nut. And now you've got a situation where maybe he's running it, maybe not, but the gang is, and that's what they are. And there's 200,000 strong of them. So God willing, that doesn't happen. But I have a feeling this thing's going to heat up. And I think we're going to have ebbs and flows. I mean, oil's back up over $90-some. It did not take long for that thing. That's just how sensitive the market is at this point in time. which is you and I we pay the price for that at the pump, which means we pay the price for it at the grocery store, which means we pay the price at it for anything.
Well, then you've got the Houthis now attacking tankers in the Red Sea.
Yes. And the whole thing with the Houthis in Saudi Arabia, they're at each other all the time. Saudi Arabia funds there's a proxy war going on there between the Houthis and the Saudis. So that's why they're doing it. Plus they got, Trump's now saying, well, we're going to come out and effing do this and effing do that. We'll see. We'll see what happens, because he also knows that he's walking that fine line of what happens if, we don't have diplomacy. Well, I don't think we're going to have diplomacy for months, because I still have no idea who we're negotiating with that's going to have to say. You can go negotiate in a room all day with somebody who has no power to do anything and says, yes, this seems like a great idea. And then you've got these guys over here who are like, screw that, we're going to do this. So, God willing, it doesn't come to boots on the ground, but maybe Karg Island. And at that point in time, do you trust Iran might blow that thing all to hell and kill all of our people? Ugh, it's no fun. Stupid. Bell, tell us more about the girls that like you.
Yeah. What do they look like, Brother Bilal?
Yeah, what's she look like, Bell?
She's very clear and see-through.
See, Bell's trying to be funny, like girls don't like him, but that voice,
Yeah. They're giving you free whipped cream.
Yeah.
In this economy?
Yeah, I don't know what.
They're shoving me free Danish, too.
Oh,
a free
goodness
Danish?
Me. My goodness, man. Do you walk in there, it's like, here, baby, I'd like myself a little bit of Danish. And then
I was talking to her, and I was trying to clear my throat so I wouldn't sound like I had a frog in it, and I could not get my throat to clear.
Yeah.
And I have so much less punch with my voice when when I've got this throat infection. I don't think she heard half of what I was saying to her.
Dude, you got to get some of that Jackson Williams gravitas.
Jackson. I love Jackson. I told him what he should be for Halloween the other day.
What?
She put on the Kool-Aid outfit.
Oh, yeah.
She buzzed in and go, hey,
Kool-Aid. That'd be funny.
That would be funny. Speaking of funny, we've got more funny stuff on the way. Talk a little bit about Shark Week. I watched Shark Week last night, too.
Anybody get eaten up?
Yeah, they How to Survive Jaws last night. You know how you survive? You don't go in the water.
Don't go in the water at night or in the morning.
And certainly don't be looking for selfies with a shark.
That is also a good one. We'll talk about that, among other things, straight ahead. Chad Benso, Super Talk 99.7. Relief Factor is going to give you relief with aches and pains in your joints and your muscles that you don't want and you don't need, and you're sick and tired of living that way. And most of that is because of inflammation. And inflammation, it's ugly. It is ugly. Some of it's our food. Some of it's just as we get a little bit older. Okay? So if you're living a life where you go and you do your normal job and you come home at night and you're sore, that's inflammation. And you want to get rid of that. That's where Relief Factor comes in. Take it every single day. Third-party tested for purity and potency. Over 1 million people have chosen Relief Factor because it works, and it works in a major, major way. It fights from the inside out. So it's not one of these things where you take it and it masks the pain. It actually works on the inflammation from the inside out, which gives you the relief you need and you want. Don't live in pain anymore. Get Relief Factor now. $17.76 for a 3-week quick start. Go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com, or call 800-4RELIEF. 800 the number 4 relief for Relief Factor. Wellness Institute of Nashville. You guys get out there. You got yourself a bad back, right? Maybe it's sciatic, something like that. And that's when you go see my man over there. Dr. Mitchell's giving us the awesome bell for One Hit Wonder Wednesday. And you go out there and said, Chad sent me, he says, you'd say, yeah, he's my doctor. And then he's going to say, all right, let's take a look at this. And you're like, I don't think you can fix it. You're wrong. He can. His knowledge, incredible. Also, what he's done with technology. Medical Bay One, amazing, incredible, futuristic. It's got the healing machine. It's got the massage. Got the the red light. It just does stuff. It's like you go into an alien ship. Then you got the hydrowave machine. You got all of these things, and get ready. You're getting a discount right now, $33 off each visit with the Epic Spinal Special. So if you're worried you're going to have surgery, they're not about surgery over there at the Wellness. They're not about injections, and they're not about painkillers. They're about getting you feeling better, healthy, happy again, getting that back. Call the Wellness today. Get in there. Save $33 off each visit. 615-246-5009, 246-5009, or painisbad.com. Painisbad.com for the Wellness Institute of Nashville.
Federal Reserve left interest rates unchanged. Had a COVID hearing in the Senate today. Looks like it might turn into a contempt of Congress charge. President Trump now pledging intense retaliation after Iran fired on U.S. assets in the region. These stories and more coming up at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Guys, you know what time it is. Before we get to Shark Week, got to see what our guys got for the inspiration of the day.
Hey! We get another crack at this life thing again today. This is pretty freaking sweet. Hope you make a super freaking awesome day of it. Okay, bye. Go get him, Tiger.
They're great.
They're great.
Awesome.
Yeah. See, now, don't you guys feel inspired?
Absolutely.
God. Hey! We got another crack at this thing. I love it. I love it. So tonight, Shark Week. So last night was cool. So they got we had Jurassic Shark, Jaws, Ochre, Chum Island, catching a killer. But tonight, you got Expedition X, Atomic Sharks. I don't know what that is. Then you got Expedition Unknown, Shark Secrets. And then Alien Sharks, Untamed America.
Alien sharks?
Yeah, I think they're going to go deep into the water.
Those are ones with freaking laser beams on their head.
These are laser beams. Mm-hmm. Very much the laser beams. I like laser beams. I think that's what this is. Laser beam sharks are everywhere. The How to Survive Shark Attack. Because remember, there's several different things they're playing here. It's Shark Week's just awesome. The How to Survive a Shark. We all know how you survive it. You just don't go in the water.
That's the best way,
right? Like I think
the shark won't come onto land to do a selfie with me.
I think Quint said it better. Cage goes in the water.
Yeah.
Ewes in the water. Sharks in the water. Our shark. There you go.
Farewell and adieu, my fair Spanish lady.
There you go. There you go.
Farewell and adieu, me ladies of Spain.
So, by the way, Ken, you've been nominated for a Marconi for your explosive diarrhea epidemic coverage.
Yay!
That's a shoe-in.
EBM.
Explosive bowel movements. Live in concert.
I think you ought to call it explosive diarrhea movements. That way you can say EDM, and people get confused that it's with dance, something to do with dance music.
That's right. EDM.
Like EA Sports. Say it, Bell, in your sweet voice.
Yeah, do it.
EDM.
EDM.
Oh, ladies.
EDM.
Oh,
Dude, you're going to get all the ladies with that.
All the ladies. And then they're going to talk to you and go, oh, this is it? I'm kidding, Bell. You know we love you. Hour number 3 straight ahead. Chad Benzo. Summertime.
Two o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Tell you a little bit more about these temperatures and humidity backing off. Well, the Federal Reserve leaving interest rates unchanged at 3.5 to 3.75% in line with analysts' expectations. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze with details.
This was a very divided, unusually divided decision by the Fed. 3 Fed officials voted to increase interest rates. They dissented with this decision. They instead wanted to see rates go up. It is very unusual for us to see that kind of division in the Fed when you're thinking about an interest rate hike like this.
COVID hearing and Dr. Anthony Fauci in the U.S. Senate today.
Under the advice of my attorneys, I will invoke my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution to refrain from answering your questions.
Yeah, he did that 111 times. And Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee Chairman Rand Paul says he's going to seek a contempt of Congress charge.
You know, I've recommended before for his criminal prosecution, and neither the Biden DOJ nor the Trump DOJ have taken it up. All I can do is recommend prosecution. I can't initiate a prosecution.
Yeah, while President Biden preemptively pardoned Fauci on his last day in office, that clemency would not protect Fauci if he was accused of lying to Congress. He has denied wrongdoing and claims he is being vindictively targeted for his role in the pandemic response. And President Trump is now pledging intense retaliation after Iran has fired on U.S. assets in the region. ABC's Karen Travers.
The president now for days has been insisting that the Iranians are desperate to make a deal, but there has been no public indication by the Iranians that they actually want to do that. And now we see this strike last night, those missile attacks on Jordan that, of course, were intercepted, shot down.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia and the U.S. retaliated by launching strikes on Iranian assets in Iraq. Here in Middle Tennessee, a White House high school Spanish teacher is at the center of a rare dismissal case in Sumner County schools. District leaders accuse Stephanie Braswell of policy violations ranging from political discussions in class to grading and professionalism concerns. Braswell says she never called herself an activist and insists politics were not part of her classroom instruction. The district has not said what she allegedly said exactly. The school board has approved moving forward, but the case will now be decided through the state's tenure dismissal process that involves a judge. And turning to sports, football. UT football pushing back against an NCAA ruling involving star linebacker Arian Carter. The NCAA issuing a 2-game suspension after Carter accepted a $427 flight from an agent while preparing for the NFL draft. Carter later withdrew from the draft because of a medical procedure, paid the money back in full. Despite Tennessee's appeal, Carter will miss the season opener and a road game at Georgia Tech. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
What's up, party people? Happy Wednesday, One Hit Wonder Wednesday. Got to double check the scores, see how we're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see here. Bell? How am I doing? Am I winning?
No.
I'm not?
You are not winning. I am winning with, let me see if I can find the extra.
Son of a biscuit eater.
Well, that's the wrong one.
I don't believe you. I think you're just using your golden voice.
I am. I think he's lying. Who's winning, Bell?
I'm winning. I've got 31% to your 55 and Ken's 14. So it looks like I'm going to pull the belt out this week.
It looks like that. Look, guys, Bell had to make a choice, and he went with deep voice.
Yeah.
Other people got superpowers. He went deep voice.
No, this is not a choice. If I had a choice to not be sick, I'll be over that.
You're fine, man. People don't realize it's because you're out partying with that youngster that you met.
I wish that was true.
You're out there partying.
Yeah, out kissing on a bunch of strange women.
I get in the car and I talk to it and I'm like, you know what? Take me to some party. And it just goes right home.
Is that what it does?
Yeah, it just goes right home. I'm like, no. I want to go to a party. We're heading there. We're getting home.
I don't really think that's true, Bell, because I don't think you could talk to your car and it'll do something. I'm just, I'm just saying, I don't think that is true for that. So,
well, I believe it to be true.
I believe it to be true because that's what truth is all about. By the way, can I just say Kevin Warsh and them holding the rate steady?
Yeah. 3 of them wanted to increase it.
Which, in fairness, you talk to anybody in the financial world, they go, it's probably the right thing to do is increase it. Probably the right thing to do at this moment in time because you've got oil prices going higher, uncertainty. You've also got an AI potential pop that people I think are just waiting for something to happen there. And with all this inflation and everything, if you go and you lower rates, then people are going to go, we can go spend more money. When that happens, what happens? More pressure on the goods, prices rise.
How long do you think it'll be till some of these companies start merging?
The merge, I think that's coming in the next several months. What you're going to find is not so much the merge, it's they're going to just go in and gobble them up, not even try to merge as well. They're just like, we want one piece of your company, you can fire everybody else.
Right.
And then some, I think, are just going to realize, because you cannot, this spend out that they're doing is so great. When you're investing, you guys want to make money. I mean, that's the whole point, right? Like, I want to make money, I invest. Right. At some point in time, you're not making money because you're spending so much of it that it's going to take forever to get to the point where you're profitable, and you're not going to do it on $6.99 a month or whatever it is for you to talk to ChatGPT. It's got to be there's only a few companies.
ChatGPT is the premium is $30 a month.
It's still $30 a month. You've built out you built out $1 trillion over the next 3 years in some of these, like Anthropic. The only way you're getting any kind of return back that's going to be worth anything is it's just government contracts. That's all it's got to be. It's got to be government contracts.
Well, we know there will be plenty of those.
We do know that, kids. We know that indeed.
Yeah, but that's good for the American people.
It is, because we're all benefiting from it. Like major, I can't even stop. Like winning. You guys want to know why the socialism's on the rise? It's because 20-somethings and 30-somethings look around going, I got 8 roommates. We paid $9,000 a month for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. And, I work 9 jobs so I can afford to be broke.
And an oil change costs $200.
That's so insane. I've got to have my oil change. I'm going to go get tires.
Oh, so you're going to spend about $1,000.
I would assume, yeah. Yeah.
Mostly the tires.
But still, you start dreading that. Do you remember when it was like $19.99? And even if they kind of sold you a little bit more, it's maybe $40.
Yeah, those days are gone.
$40.
Long gone.
God. That is just, those days are so long gone. When's the last time you had your oil change? I know the Elantra doesn't really need one.
The Elantra, I can't remember when exactly. I think the last time I checked, I'm still a couple of thousand miles out. But I didn't need anything extra. Well, they told me I needed an engine filter and a cabin filter, which had I let them do it, that was going to cost me another $120 whenever I can actually just do that myself.
Oh.
So I just did that myself. But it cost me $114, the oil change.
Man. And now, everybody's like, why are they so expensive? Because they're charging you for the oil, which is expensive and getting more expensive. And there may be a shortage because some places you go now talk about that you may not be able to get what you normally get or as much of it. And the other thing is now they charge you fees for disposal, which you didn't get back in the day. So anytime they can charge extra fees, they're going to throw that on there. So, yeah, I'm dreading the tires. And
My son's getting ready to drop $800. Probably about $800 to service his car.
Oh. Y'all are killing me.
Why?
I don't need all this negativity. I need you talking about how I'm going to go get my tires replaced, and they're going to be like, "We love you. It's free."
Well, yeah, with that voice.
No doubt, Brother Bell. You can talk him into it, man.
We should go together, and we're going to go to Paco's tire and taco shop
with a food truck in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm. The same guy that's put on my tires also made into tacos, and you know what? They're delicious. And guess what? I don't have to worry because he doesn't put lettuce on his stuff.
I'm still worried about that lettuce I had Friday night.
Oh man. So, goodness me. I want to, is it that, what is it, Friday nights? You got what, another 2, 3, you got about 10 days before you really got to, if you get through that, you should be good?
So next Friday, I should be in the all clear.
Okay. All right, good. Man, could you imagine if Thursday night where you're getting ready to announce, and Marsha,
Just remember though, Ken, if you do end up catching it, if it becomes an issue, you'll have to do your show from the men's restroom.
I know. And I hope they've got good toilet paper there.
Yeah,
they got good acoustics, though.
I don't like that toilet paper that's like so thin that, you got to get like half the roll to actually be able to do anything with it.
That's right.
I've never understood why people will buy the most fancy, expensive toilet paper in the world for the very reason that it's meant to be destroyed. It's like I stopped buying like expensive.
It's the softness.
Yes.
I stopped buying the expensive cat scratching posts because the whole point of the post is to be destroyed. Why do I want to spend $125 bucks on something that I'm taking home for my cat to rip apart?
So it doesn't hurt your booty.
Yeah, God. Yeah, same thing for your cat. No wonder your cats don't like
Come on, Ken, man up. Man up. Get the sandpaper out. Hush.
Somebody said, this is why I changed my own oil and I dump it in the creek behind my house.
Oh, man.
He's obviously kidding, guys. Goodness me.
Of course he is, yes.
Yeah, state disposal fees, those things, they all start to, they add up.
Yeah, but won't the auto parts store do it for you for free? I mean, I thought somebody told us one time that one of the auto parts stores would take
So if you do your own oil and take it to them,
yeah,
they'd probably do it for free.
But you probably got to buy the oil from them.
Yeah, it's
and
probably
the
something
filter.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, if you buy the oil and the filter from them, that would sound like a reasonable trade-off for them.
It's really easy to do. Well, I take that back. It used to be really easy to do because in newer cars today, you may have to take parts off to actually get to the filter.
And here's the thing. In those cars today, you're taking stuff off. You're messing with electronics, which nobody knows what's going on.
You don't know what you're doing.
And the next thing you know, they go, oh, you voided the warranty.
Yeah. Oh, your car's not starting? Let me ask, did you change your own oil recently?
Yes, I did. I had to take the whole engine out.
Oh, well, you unplugged your engine.
That'll be $5,300.
And by the way, you also stripped your the transmission.
Oh, yeah.
Ken, somebody in the YouTube chat was really tickled by your doesn't hurt your booty comment.
Yeah, you don't want your booty to hurt.
No. God, nobody wants that. Bunch of single ply.
Oh, by the way, I'm still in number one. I've got 32% Ken's got 12, and you have 0.
Nobody believed. All because of your Celine Dion song or Creed or whoever you had. Who'd you have, Creed?
Creed.
Tom Cochran's Lunatic Fringe.
That's right, Creed.
By Red Rider.
And I've been said.
I'd love to hear Scott Stapp do Lunatic Fringe. Now I got to hear it.
Now I got to go home and do it.
Lunatic Fringe.
Hey, did you listen to the Nickelback song?
Oh, I have not listened to
gotta
that.
listen to that, man.
So good. So good. We'd play it for you guys here, but then we'd all be in trouble.
Yeah, we'd get really big.
Yeah, then I'd have
Because
to.
ASCAP would come over to us and yell at us.
Yeah, and I think they're right across the street, aren't
They are. You
No,
can
that's
see from our
BMI.
building.
That's BMI.
One of them that would want to sue us. I walk by ASCAP.
Right.
Oh, somebody wants to come after us. And you know what I tell them? Nobody's listening to your song on the radio anymore anyways.
Chad, they'd grab you right off the street.
They would.
Heard you played a song.
They probably would. You guys can't do that. Who do you
Yeah,
think
but that's
you are?
an easy defense because then you just go, I didn't play it anywhere. It's Nickelback. Who wants to hear that?
Yeah, Nickelback. Yeah, Canadian, the greatest Canadian band of all time.
Just right in front of Rush.
Who do you think sold more, Nickelback or Rush?
Rush.
Yeah, well, Rush has had so many more albums and so many more years.
Yeah, they've been around longer.
Yeah.
So
you got to remember, Rush has been a band since '69.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's see here.
And I think their first album came out in 71.
Let's look it up, Brother Bilal.
Okay.
72, maybe.
I like Fly By Night Away From Here.
They've sold about, what, 50 million?
In America? In Canada? Yeah, that's probably about right.
26 million albums in the U.S. alone. Remember, there's only 8 people in Canada.
They're not. They're
Well,
doing pretty good.
they've still sold a few million in Canada over the years.
They have sold 40 million records worldwide.
Oh, that's got to be wrong.
At least.
No, I would say that's probably right. You know, when I was in Europe, Rush is not what they are here. They're much bigger. You know, they're not. This kind of that rock and roll. They're okay in Britain. They're okay in Germany, but they're not what they are here.
Well, they've gotten bigger since they quit touring because their tour in Europe is sold out.
Yeah, but where are they playing?
They're arenas.
So, but it's like the Eagles aren't massive over there, but they're well known, but they're
That's
not.
because Don Henley pissed everybody off.
Yeah, he did. But that's I mean, what do you expect?
You're never coming over my house, dude.
So, I thought I would have figured. Well, how many albums did you guys think they sold?
I would have assumed worldwide. I'm going to say the actual real number is between 70 and 75.
Man.
Yeah.
Many sources place the total between 40 and 45 million.
But that sounds like just the U.S. to me.
This says they only. Okay, yeah, I'm starting to think like you. This source is saying that Moving Pictures, which I think was their biggest album,
yes,
they're saying it only sold 5.5 million copies.
That's the U.S. alone. I guarantee you that's just the U.S.
Yeah.
Nope. Here we go. I got the full certification of everything. 24 gold records, 14 platinum, 3 multi-platinum in the U.S. In total, 26 million units sold in the United States and about 46 million worldwide. Their 1990 compilation album sold 2 million units. 2112, that sold 3 million in the U.S. Moving Pictures sold for about 5.5 million. So now, let's see how many Nickelback has sold. How many do you guys think?
75 million.
75 and 1 million.
Nickelback has sold 52 million copies.
Well, I'll be.
Man, they are the greatest Canadian artist of all time. It's official.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's his wife.
Who?
Chad's wife, Avril Lavigne.
Are they still married?
No,
I think they got divorced.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they got divorced.
I got divorced. No, I think yeah. So, because she
Corey Hart. We can't leave out Corey Hart.
Oh, you can never leave out Corey Hart, man. Don't ever think about leaving out Corey Hart, okay? Because he wears sunglasses and sometimes at night. and indoors.
Because that's just cool to do.
That is cool to do. Coming up, we got a little White Woman Wednesday. This one's about communism, which is always entertaining as well. And then, of course, we've got One Hit Wonder Wednesday. Bell is leading. He's pitching a shutout. His song is so amazing. And you're like, what song does he have? Well, I'll tell you what he has.
Well, let me give the numbers again real quick. Yours is at 0, mine's at 33, and Ken's at 12%.
Oh.
No way, dude.
Yes way.
You're going to make it up here, Ken. So, oh, by the way, just to let you guys know, we got Guess Who is the greatest Canadian band?
They were pretty good.
Shania Twain, she sold a lot of albums. Rush from 64 said Rush consistently sucking for 69 years.
If you want to vote in One Hit Wonder Wednesday, you got to go to the YouTube page and vote in the poll there.
Yeah, so get ready for it. The fun, the frivolity. We're going to be doing that coming up, amongst other things. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 99.7. Bulwark Capital right now wants to talk to you about what's going on in the investment world. Are you prepared for some volatility that's going to be coming? What if things went a little sideways and there was a pullback? Are you prepared for that? Could you profit off of it? That's what Bulwark does. And they did it. I'm telling you guys, they do it with me and my family. They're amazing. The way that Zach, who's the chief investment officer, does things, it's just so much different because they're active investors. They're always looking for, first and foremost, it's all about risk management, lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility. What can they do to give you the most upside potential? It is just amazing how they handle things and how they have a global outlook. Get a free Know Your Risk portfolio review today. It's not going to cost you anything. They're going to show you what they're all about. They're going to pull back the curtains, if you will, and they're also going to show you what's going on in your account and where they think you should be and where you could be based on your needs. That's what I love about them. Get your free Know Your Risk portfolio review today from my friends at Bulwark Capital Management. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com, knowyourriskpodcast.com.
The Fed left interest rates alone today. Dr. Anthony Fauci may face contempt of Congress charges after his testimony on COVID before the Senate today. We'll tell you about these stories and more at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Yeah, baby. Little White Woman Wednesday. Got the video. I'm going to do a White Woman Wednesday video open this week, so that way we can do the whole thing and moving on over. White Woman wins just makes everything easier, because at home when I do my stuff on YouTube, you guys should like and subscribe at Chad Benson Show. It is so much easier because it's just one and done, right? I got the whole thing, here I got like 8 screens. We got to zoom in, and then we got to do a satellite and back down to Bell. Then Bell has to draw it and then put it on there. It seems like a lot.
And I have to match you vocally so it doesn't necessarily come out.
So here's a CEO who is a communist, which is weird to say a CEO is a communist, but she's better than all of us.
When we hit the end of the road of this late-stage capitalist hell and we start guillotining the rich and eating them for breakfast, I will be one of the CEOs that gets to live.
So I just want to say, first of all, it always makes me laugh because everybody's always like, I was the good one.
Yeah.
I'm the good one, right? Remember how good I was to you guys? I was the good one.
I'll give her credit. She puts her money where her mouth is.
She does. When you listen to this, I will say she puts her money where her mouth is, but understand that capitalism is the reason she's able to do that. Her being generous with what she does, I think, is fantastic, but it's not because of communism.
Let's talk about it. I am not rich, and it's not because my company isn't successful. It is. In the last 5 years, we've done 8 figures in revenue, multiple millions a year. I'm not rich because of the way that I run my company, because understand I could be. My company's internal model is inspired by communist conflict theory. So me and my staff all make the exact same wage. We have an equalized profit share, so all of the extra wealth of the company gets redistributed equally among the entire team. That means that there's no one at the top hoarding the wealth like myself. On top of this, we all share the exact same benefits. So me and all the staff have full range healthcare. We have unlimited paid time off with the 3-week minimum. We get $1,000 on our birthday. We all make our own schedules, have collective decision making. Because as a CEO, I understand that we shouldn't be compensating people based on how easy they are to replace. The way that I look at it, it doesn't matter how good I can do the big tier like logistics job. Take, for example, the social media. I'm in charge of that. That's how we get all of our sales. We don't do any ad pay. My job is very important. But if I don't have people in the back cleaning, fulfilling orders, making the products, answering email, my job doesn't matter.
Now, again, she's putting her money where her mouth is. But that being said, it's because of capitalism, because people get to buy your stuff.
Right.
And the whole Marxist communist theory, the way that she's talking about that came out of Marxism is the proletariats, right? And the bourgeoisie. You have it's the us versus them situation that she talks about. That's a totally different thing. And by the way, go look and see who starts revolutions. They get the poor people to fight the revolution. It's usually bored rich people who don't like what's going on to stir up the crap. Continue, ma'am.
I am so proud that this is the way that I've run my company since its beginning, because nothing makes me more furious than the bootlickers in my comments who get so up in arms about it. When we're living in a generation right now where we have a bigger wage gap than we did during the French Revolution. I'm sick and tired of it, and I am so proud of being someone on the ground floor being proof of concept that alternative business models that don't thrive on exploitation can also be successful.
Absolutely. And that's great. But this is what I always remind everybody. If tomorrow, right, your company goes up, I was going to say something, but thank God I didn't. If that happens, call me and tell me how many of those people are going to kick in to pay all of your debtors and creditors.
Yeah.
I'd like to know. And look, kudos to you, because I do think we've gotten to the point where crony capitalism has made it so the only thing that matters is the board members and the shareholders, and the people that put the stuff together aren't getting paid enough to live on. And that is a bunch of crap. That is absolutely a bunch of crap. We can all understand that. That being said, capitalism is the reason people buy your stuff. Okay? And the theory of which it is always just a theory. Communism can survive in capitalism in a small way. Go see China in a major way. They're not living the way they are now because of communism. They're not even a communist nation anymore. They're an authoritarian government. That's what they are.
Totalitarian regime within a mostly or largely, I should say, free economic market.
Yeah. And Vietnam.
I don't know, guys. She's pretty popular. He keeps getting reelected.
Yeah, he is good, isn't he?
He's like Putin.
He is. That Pooter, man. He's also pitching a shutout. If Pooter was here right now and we were doing one-hit wonder, even in Russia, Bell would still win with Celine Dion. With Bryan Adams. Is that who you did today, Bryan Adams?
Have they ever done a duet? That's surprising. I don't think they have.
I don't think they have either. How's she doing, right? She has that stiff disease.
Stiff person syndrome?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's getting better.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Wow, that's crazy. But so right, even if Putin was here, he couldn't win. She couldn't win. Kim Jong-un couldn't win if he was here, because Bell every week picks nothing but winners. That's it. We'll find out who wins in One Hit Wonder as we do that straight ahead, amongst other things. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 997.
Yeah, temperatures and humidity backing off this week. We'll tell you about it during the full forecast in 5 minutes. Federal Reserve holding interest rates steady today, but a rare split among policymakers signals growing concern that inflation could keep borrowing costs higher for longer. 3 Fed officials voted to increase interest rates. They dissented with this decision. They instead wanted to see rates go up. Dr. Anthony Fauci may face contempt of Congress charges over this today during that COVID origins hearing before the U.S. Senate.
Under the advice of my attorneys, I will invoke my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution to refrain from answering your questions.
Yeah, he did that 111 times because he claims Committee Chairman Rand Paul's trying to manufacture a perjury case against him. Senator Rand Paul telling reporters outside the hearing room.
If you've been granted complete immunity, we didn't grant him immunity, but President Biden granted him complete immunity. With the grant of immunity, do you still need Fifth Amendment protections, or do they apply? So, and telling that all he had to do today was tell the truth. If he testified and told the truth, even if he admitted to destroying thousands of records, which we think happened, there's no penalty that attaches. It would just be the truth.
Paul says he will call for a vote on contempt of Congress charges soon. Department of Justice sought the help of a notorious mobster to strengthen their criminal case against former FBI Director James Comey for allegedly threatening to kill President Trump by posting a photo of seashells arranged as the numbers 8647 in an Instagram post.
Defense lawyers say prosecutors interviewed Sammy the Bull Gravano to ask if he believed Comey's experience prosecuting the Gambino crime family would have led him to believe the term 86 was a reference to murder. Gravano cooperated with the Department of Justice in the 90s and admitted to his involvement in 19 murders. But he told prosecutors that Comey's post wasn't a personal threat to Trump. Comey's lawyers revealed the details as part of their push to have the case thrown out ahead of trial. Peter Harwell-Lambus, ABC News.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
I'm WSMV4 First Alert Meteorologist Central Pietro. Cooler today, near 90 this afternoon, with a mix of clouds and sunshine, and not quite as humid. Tonight will fall down to the 60s for the overnight low. Upper 80s to near 90 Thursday into Friday. Both of those days having some good sunshine. As we head toward the weekend, our temperatures stay in the 80s, but scattered off and on rain showers and thunderstorms will start Saturday, continue through Saturday night, and into Sunday. A soggier weekend across the mid-state.
All right, guys, USS United Structural Systems would love to come on out and give you a free inspection. Doesn't cost you anything, all right? And with all that's going on, you're worried about your foundation because you know what? Saturated, dry, then saturated really bad. Next thing you know, your foundation starts to have problems. And what about those cracks? Stuff getting in places that you can't quite see. Next thing you know, mold, wood rot. Ugh. Let USS come out. They're not going to charge you anything. It's absolutely free. Give them a call today, 615-488-7855. On top of that, we've got great options right now to make everything more affordable, including 10% discount when you pay in full. Fix it now, pay later, 18 months, no payment, no interest, or choose 36 months, no interest with low payment option for qualified homeowners. USS is dedicating to helping their customers get the repairs they need now to protect their greatest investment for themselves and their lifetime, which is their home. Call USS today, 615-488-7855, 615-488-7855, or online at USSTN.com. Incogni is awesome. Guys, listen to this. That's my phone. I don't get spam calls. I don't get crazy, wacky text messages. I don't get phishing emails anymore thanks to Incogni. You ever wonder how those scammers and people, marketers, everybody gets your information? It's simple. They buy it from data brokers. Incogni puts an end to that. They go and they get you off all of those lists. You have no idea how many people, probably data brokers, have all of your information, like your phone number, your home, the value of your home, who you voted for, the medicine you take. They've got it all. Cogni comes in, works on your behalf, automatically requests removal of your personal information from hundreds and hundreds of data brokers. They've done it for me. They will do it for you. So if you're ready to get your personal information out of the hands of the data brokers, back into your hands, get 60% off right now when you go to incogni.com/Benson. That's INCOGNI.com/Benson. Use that promo code Benson. Saves you 60% off right there. Incogni.com/Benson. Because sometimes the sweetest sound on your phone is silence. Chad Benson. Yeah. Next week, next Thursday, we're going to be out and about, Hop Springs. We're going to be hopping and
we're going to be
rolling.
having a good time.
I'm going to get me some food.
Yes, sir.
Good news is Jackson's going to be out there.
Yeah, Brother Jackson, but Brother Bilal won't come out there.
It's not over just yet. It's not over. You know, you can't.
It's over.
It's not. You think it is, but then all of a sudden you show up, and I'm like, oh my God, how did that happen? Because I forced you to go. So you know what? You need to get out of your house.
I try every day, but my car won't go anywhere else.
You need to go. We're going to have food. There's going to be frivolity. A bunch of you guys coming out there. We're going to break bread. And some of you
That's in Murfreesboro, right?
It's at even if it was at your house, you'd leave.
No. It's in Murfreesboro, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I've got a warrant issue down there.
Nope, it's not. It's actually right. That was a lie again. Anything for baloney that you enough. Good God, man. Enough of this. You and your craziness with
Just trying to save you from fruitless efforts.
Oh, no, the fruitless efforts. Oh, Joni Mitchell is the greatest singer of Canada. No, I don't think so. Not even close.
Celine's the biggest selling Canadian artist ever.
What was her name? Anne
Murray.
Anne Murray. She's the greatest.
I think she's in the top 30.
She's the greatest Canadian singer ever. Did you ever watch The Family Guy when they became obsessed with her?
When Stewie was, and then he wanted to murder her after he found out she didn't write her songs.
Yeah, so that is.
She had a lot of #1 hits, man.
She did. You know why? Because she was amazing. You know who's not amazing? Bell, for pretending like he's not going to come out and hang out with us when we know he is. And guys, for those of you, come see me because I'm trying to get some goodies from downstairs. I may be able to a little bit of goodies right there. I'm just saying. So even if you want to yell at me, think, well, maybe I'll yell at you later. And then you're like, Chad was nice to me. That's the worst. He doesn't want people to freak out when they see he doesn't have a head. No, they're fine with that. They expect that, okay? They expect that. They expect you to not have a head, but they know you have one because it can magically appear. He's got several. He puts them on and off. It's amazing. We don't even know who we're going to get. Alanis Morissette.
I got to be honest with you. Doing One Hit Wonder Wednesday again is not going to change the results because you are so far ahead that Ken has been decimated this week, and I put up a decent fight, but I'm losing, and it ain't by a little.
And I'm winning because I did Devo, Whip It Good, and Devo was my second album that I purchased.
With like your own money?
Yes, the first album was 3 minutes earlier. No, it was the first album I purchased. I bought first. Well, I had Puff the Magic Dragon. That was my album that I got.
Somebody gave you that though, right?
But my mom gave me that because she's like, I'm like, Puff's awesome. But then I bought Devo because I was super excited about Devo. Then my next album I bought that I really remember was Quiet Riot.
Mental Health.
Yep. And I got a picture disc.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I think I used to own that picture disc.
That was so awesome. And oh, God, that was great. But yeah, Devo, because it was, as we were talking about COVID earlier, Mark's mother's boy almost died. He spent 18 days on a ventilator.
What?
Because of COVID.
Wait, he did?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, because No. If you're putting you on a ventilator, as you guys know here, I mean, it was, with Phil. But, and it was, like everybody knew somebody who got it. And some people got it really, really bad. My wife has never been the same. You guys could say it's made up. My wife has never been the same. Her short-term memory is gone at times. She's the long-term effects of this thing kicked her butt. I got it. It lasted a day where I felt like I'd been run over. But she got sick, and I remember this. It was when they had shut everything down. She got sick at the Christmas time. And it was the first week of what would have been Christmas break, but all of the kids were there. She went into bed Christmas Day, said, I don't feel very good after we opened presents. She didn't get out of bed for 2 weeks, and she never, ever has been the same. And she'll tell you, I've never been the same since COVID. What's up with your wife?
She is extremely tired.
Yes, all the time.
She doesn't sleep well. Now, Jennifer's never really slept well, but she's never had this kind of fatigue. It's never gone away for her.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like you. I had one day, like, I had a fever one night. Just kind of, going in and out of, like, fever dreams and things like that. And I didn't really know I had it until the next day when I brushed my teeth. I could not taste anything.
Yes.
And I couldn't smell anything, and sure enough, a test came back positive. I slept like a rock
I would love to sleep like a rock.
Oh my God, please. For the love of God. When are you not sleeping?
Like a rock? Never.
No, probably not.
Never sleep like a rock.
How long did you have it? Yeah.
Were you taking anything for it?
Or was it even whatever? What is it they give you? No?
Paxlovid.
Paxlovid? Was it free that? Was it even pre that? What?
Sure. I bet you money it was. I'm pretty sure it was.
When, okay. So it had already been around. Okay. So, and did you ever get it, Bell?
No, not that I know of. I wasn't taking a lot of.
Because you hit us up the other day, Bell. This is Bell. Well, Ken text him because he doesn't understand how great Mondays are because we're just a few days away from Monday. Oh, good God. It's almost time. I got to get my clothes ready. But he texts Bell, are you excited for Monday? Bell's response, I got COVID.
No, I said I think I might have
And then
COVID.
he went and he got a test and he didn't have COVID. All he had was whiny Johnny-itis. So, but
I felt bad enough that I thought, well, this doesn't feel regular.
Yeah.
So maybe I've finally gotten COVID. And when I took the test, I was a little surprised that I didn't have it.
Well, you know why he was surprised? Because he wanted it so he could go, I got COVID. I can't come to work. That's why. Don't pretend that you didn't. That's why.
Dude, I was in the when I got sick.
I don't want to give it to you guys.
When I got sick, I was in the middle of vacation. That was not the way I would have planned it out.
I don't want to give it to you guys. Oh, I don't want to give it to you guys.
That's because you'd taken up drinking and running around with a bunch of strange women.
Yeah, that's right.
Taken up?
Yeah.
Taken up.
That's it. Yeah, you took
like
it up.
fresh experience.
Yeah, so.
Well, you took up drinking.
The drinking, he probably does that a lot.
No.
It's just too much. I don't know what we're going to do.
I don't drink except maybe sometimes on the weekends.
He's not much of a day drinker anymore, but that's okay.
Well, no, only at work.
Everybody's a day drinker at work. The COVID thing though, like you said, you didn't, because you never tested for, because you were never sick enough where you thought, oh, I've got it. This is bad.
Yeah, exactly. I never felt like, oh, it's finally caught up to me. I don't recall actually getting sick during COVID. I might have, but it was never bad enough for me to go, oh, it found me. It finally found me.
So it was, I remember Jack so I kept telling everybody, because I kept telling my friends kept saying, what are you talking about? It's like, you guys don't understand. I got a buddy in China. He's in Wuhan. He's getting ready to come home, and he's telling me they've shut the place down. Something's coming. So everybody laughed at me for a month, and then it got out that it was really bad, and then they were shutting everything down. And people are like, I'll be damned. So we were still living our life. Nothing had changed.
Did you ever get it?
Yeah. So Jack and I took Jack home, and that was after the Christmas time kind of thing or whatever it was, one of those things. And we went to where he lives in San Diego, has a very big Chinese community. We went to their Chinese New Year festival or whatever. Jack and I walking around, and I'm inked up. People are asking me questions, and we're having a laugh. I got sick that Friday, and I went in Friday night into the bedroom, and I didn't wake up till Sunday.
Wow.
I was thumped. And I'm like, I got to have COVID. They didn't even have tests for it. They didn't even have tests for any of it at then, because we were talking to a couple people from Wuhan, because we were asking them, and I don't think they quite understood, because they've been there just for a week, visiting family, and I don't think they really understood, but because we were joking, and Jack got sick too, but he was sick for a kid. He's sick for 14 seconds. He's like, Dad, I don't feel good. I feel better. You know what I need? More food. But I was, that kicked my butt, man. I will tell you, I was out for a while. But when my wife got it, because I was out on Sunday, I felt fine because I didn't miss any work, because that's I tend to only get sick on Saturdays and fine on Sundays. But that's only because Monday's here. Yes. But when my wife got it, Ken, I'm telling you, she has never been the same.
Yeah.
I've heard that a lot, and it seems to be, at least anecdotally, it seems to be mostly women who have after effects in long COVID.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it. So, and did you get, now how long did it take you to get your smell back and stuff?
I actually got it back at it was just a couple of days later that I actually got it back. But I will say this. Even to this day, there are times whenever I cannot smell things.
Certain things, right?
Yeah, certain, like I can't smell candles. I cannot smell a candle to save my life.
Thank God we do Mandels here.
Yeah, the Mandels hopefully will change that. But then sometimes I can. I don't know. It's weird.
But my wife, there's certain things with my wife, she says she doesn't taste anymore. She doesn't have a taste. Like she couldn't drink wine anymore. It just never tastes the same. It was just something about it that was off, and she's never drinking it since. It was so weird. That's just
What
certain
did you do with
things.
that bottle I brought you that one time?
We threw
Give
it
it to
at
Charlie.
No, kidding. She doesn't like wine. She's more of a Zima person. Chad, CCS is coming to your house now. Hey, you know what? We're going to wrap it up on this beautiful, amazing Wednesday, One Hit Wonder Wednesday with Chad is victorious.
Way to go, brother Chad.
Matt, straight ahead. This is the Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 997. Wrapping it up on this festival of fun and frivolity. What's up, brother?
Well, I know you don't drink, but you want to start?
Look at that. You got the
I brought some
whiskey.
hooch.
A little hooch.
Oh, yeah. Come here. Look at this. That's
Patriot Edition.
I know. This might be, it's a 4745 Patriot Edition.
Show the camera.
So, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
there. Look at there. Made in America.
Where'd you get that?
America. This is from one of our lovely sales associates who is talking to these good people who are local in the Tennessee area. Bottled right here in Nashville, Tennessee by Nashville Distillery, and they're thinking about coming on board. Little partnership.
There you go, little partnership.
Bill.
Little drinking partnership. They should have a Biden one. You're going to get so drunk, you won't remember a thing.
So, I don't. Well, I was going to tell you something.
Bull Connors. I beat Medicare.
That's classified. Look at that. Look at that there. That's classified. Look at that there.
So they all do it. You know they do. Because they're human beings, right? Look, if I was there, I'd show my buddies crap I'm not supposed to show them. You guys want to see something cool? You want to know who shot Kennedy?
He's being recorded showing his Ghost Rider.
There is a scene in Disclosure Day that does exactly that. And you have to see it. It's not meant to be played funny, but it's hilarious.
I just realized something, and I thought this yesterday, but it just got confirmed in my ear. Bell is sick, right?
Oh, yeah.
But Bell is presenting drunk.
Yes.
Has anyone else said that?
You know what? Drunk or strokey.
Or maybe I drank too much and it caused a stroke.
No, maybe. But no, Bell's presenting that.
He's giving drunky feels.
It's not that he's drank too much. It's just maybe he didn't eat enough while he was drinking the few drinks that he. No, it's come here. No, come here. No. Let me tell you something about that.
He's giving a little drink with a little Ambien. Right? They call it the Roseanne, a little drink and a little Ambien.
No, not Ambien.
Right.
So you give it a smidge of that right there. A little Tony Romo. Did you see Tony Romo's?
I did, and I commented on it that yes, I get it's dangerous. I said this is sad and dangerous, and I was kind of sad for him, because he thought he was being cute. He thought he was kind of, but then he couldn't understand what the officer was saying to him, and it was just
that part's not. He's treated like it's the combine.
Like what?
You're like,
when he gets there,
like
he's
you can
doing
see my
his thing.
40. I can do a 40. Or just like, what are you doing?
No, dude. You know what? It's already over for you. Just get in the back of the. We don't need to. Let's get your fingertips, fingerprints, and let's go ahead.
That's it. And don't smile, by the way, when you get because you look like, hey, what's going on, everybody?
Yeah, I don't know. Thankfully, I have not been. I've not had a mugshot lately. I have. There have been two of Matt Murphy at some point in my life. In my early 20s, thankfully, but I've not been mugshotted. I don't know if I do. Remember what was it? Tom DeLay.
Yes.
Right, where he did the smile.
Yeah.
Trump. And then the Trump. That's the alternate.
Or then the guy that was so good looking that he became a model.
That's nice.
That was nice of him too. So
I guess we'll talk about Anthony Fauci today, or maybe I'll plead the fifth. I don't know.
Plead the fifth. You know what he should have said? I'm only here so I don't get fined. That would have been great.
Or just start, fifth. Just don't go through the whole
Every
bit.
time, you guys, okay, I'm passing out drinks. Every time I plead the fifth, you got to take
Everybody
a drink.
does a shot.
There you go. There you go. Matt's going to talk about that.
Do a shot. Get it.
Do a fifth.
Jab.
Oh,
that's it.
Look at you. We call it the COVID chaser. Matt, straight ahead. You guys have a good one.